How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan. Thank you for joining. You are watching ABL Live. You could be anywhere in the whole wide world, but you're right here with me, and I definitely appreciate you for that. Welcome back to those of you who with me live earlier today when I was talking about Trump and when we watched Trump give his speech to the nation together about this whole Iran situation. It's funny how the left are trying to spin this. First it was, Trump doesn't know what he's doing. He's doing a bad job. All this, that, and the third. Now all of a sudden it's more of the same. If he is not doing a good job by, quote unquote, making things more tense over there, how is he also not doing a good job for making things less tense? You can't really win. If you defend yourself, you're doing the wrong thing. If you don't defend yourself, you're doing the wrong thing. If you're over the Middle East, you're doing the wrong thing. If you're not over the Middle East, you're doing the wrong thing. You pull troops out, you put troops in, you're doing the wrong thing regardless. It's crazy how that works, but hey, it is what it is. That's American politics for you today. We'll talk about the Iranian situation and the response from those in the media and politics, regular normies as well. Also, Nick Sandmann won his lawsuit, or he got a settlement, pardon me, from CNN, the Australia wildfires. Is it climate change to blame for it, or is it simply, the fact that it's hot in Australia because right now it's summertime in the Southern Hemisphere? We'll talk about all those things and more on tonight's episode of ABL Live, and I thank y'all for joining me. I most certainly appreciate you. Like I said, you could be anywhere, but you're right here with me, and I definitely appreciate you for that. Thank y'all again for joining, and shout out to everybody that was here earlier today when we had the live stream dealing with Trump's address to the nation. The reaction that I'm getting from the media is all over the place. I'm seeing all type of things. They're talking about his speech pattern, talking about he was slurring his words, sounds tired. He probably was tired. I mean, wouldn't you be tired if you have the whole weight of the world on your back at 73 years old? Get a man a break. I mean, come on. They want to talk about how Trump sounds because he slurred some words. What about Creepy Joe? Don't even know where he's at half the time. Doesn't know if he's still the vice president. He don't know what's going on. Slurring words is, at least of his concerns, he needs to figure out if he's actually on planet Earth or not. So that's his main thing he has to worry about. But hey, it is what it is. But thank y'all for joining yet again. We got 212 live in the building already. Thank y'all for joining. Hey, McFetty, I'm right there with you, man. I'm from Virginia, of course. Southern Virginia, Southeast, like Virginia Beach area. So prayers for you up there in Northern Virginia. I know how it is. Northern Virginia, you're in the belly of the beast. It's like living in San Francisco at this particular point in time in Northern Virginia. Seriously, not quite that bad. You don't have doo-doo on the ground yet, as far as I know, or needles everywhere like San Francisco. But if it is allowed to just continue to progress the way it is, that's going to be the eventual future, unfortunately. The good thing about the good thing about Virginia is that the space is not as tight as like Bay Area, where everything is just like in one little cluster. It's much more room to be able to spread out. So it's more difficult to have these tightly compacted blocks with people on it just doing whatever they want to do. So that's what that is. So shout out to all the people in Virginia in the house. I saw that I think Virginia Beach became a sanctuary city, but not quite a sanctuary city. And when I say sanctuary, I'm talking about guns in this particular point, not illegal aliens or anything. They've become a Second Amendment rights respecting city, which is not the same thing as a sanctuary city for guns. A gun sanctuary means that they will not comply with the federal government's laws as it relates to guns or even local governments. I think it's more of a symbolic gesture, in my humble opinion. When you see a sanctuary city, that's like where they totally don't cooperate with the federal authorities or ICE or anything. They'll just say, nope, we're not going to cooperate. You got illegal aliens here that are raping kids or whatever. So what? We're not going to cooperate with you to help capture them. We may even tip them off when you're trying to come. So I'm not really sure what'll happen with a Second Amendment respecting city when they say, okay, time to take the guns. I'm not sure what the next step is gonna be, but we'll see. Alrighty. But shout out to everybody here. I appreciate you guys. The whole speech with Trump, I think it was a good speech. People are asking me, what did I think about it? It was a good speech. He said everything needed to be said. I was wanting him to say exactly what he said. Lead from the front, not from the back. Don't come in with weakness, but at the same time, be kind. It's like that fatherly role. You know, when you're dealing with kids, you can't just be like just totally without any kind of compassion at all. You got to have an iron fist if you're the father, but at the same time, these are children you're dealing with, and you got to deal with them appropriately. That's kind of how it is with Iran. Nothing against the Iranian people, but that's kind of how it is when you're talking about their government. Their government is not good. The Iranian people, many of them do not like the government. See, when you see like these so-called protests in favor of the government or the large funeral, it seems like millions are in the street. You have to ask yourself, are they there because they really want to be there? Or are they there because they need to be there for a different reason outside of just they want to do it, just because they feel so moved by this man's death? A lot of Iranians didn't like this man because he was a murderous person, not just in other countries, but also in Iran. Remember the whole thing with the what's it like, the anti-government, anti-regime people in Iran? They're protesting against their own people. Well, a lot of them got slaughtered. You have political prisoners right now in jail in Iran, put in jail by the regime. So not everyone in Iran are for the regime. It's probably more like how it is over here in the States. You see what I'm saying? You may see a lot of people in the street protesting against Donald Trump, but the reality is that Donald Trump won the election with like 60 million plus votes. So you can't just look at a big protest that's shown on TV and say, hey, you know, all the Iranians love the regime. All the Iranians love having their women in the beekeeper outfit with no option to just wear regular Western clothes. You can't just say all the Iranians want to be Muslim and they don't want to be Christian. They don't want to be atheist. They don't want to be Buddhist. They don't want to be something else aside from Muslim. You can't just say all Iranians feel that same way. They have different points of view, the same as us as Americans, the same as Europeans, the same as everybody else. Not everybody's going to be the same way. So when people are trying to say that the Iranians love this man, how can that be so? Can all Iranians think the exact same way? I think not. So it is what it is. This guy was hated by a lot of different people, and I think the world is better that he's gone. Now, will somebody else replace him? Maybe, but hey, only time will tell. I think the main thing that we can learn from this is if the Iranians want to do something to us by proxy or directly, then they will be met with, you know, a punishment, not just a slap on the wrist. All right, the general want to be in Iraq trying to launch attacks through proxies on the Americans. Yet again, the embassy thing, that was an attack on the Americans. He wanted to do more things. He may have even launched a proxy through people in America. So I was like, okay, you got to go. Now they know we mean business, but they don't really want to get into a war with us, which is why they notified us before they launched their missiles. Now, I don't know if the Iranians intentionally missed their targets, because they can hit us with pretty pinpoint accuracy. I don't know if they did that on purpose. I think it just worked out like that. Even if they tried to miss, they still hit pretty close. They still hit right in the zone. So anything could have happened. Somebody could have died easily. I think that they're very lucky no Americans were injured or killed, because if that were to happen, then that would be further escalation, and it wouldn't be good right now. Trump was able to say, hey, they're backing down. Nobody was injured. All sides are better as a result. So shout out to Trump for giving that speech. I think it was right on point. Right on point. It was what was needed to be said at that particular point in time. People were nervous, talking about World War III, this, that, and the third. Ain't gonna be none of that. This whole World War III talk is pretty much over right now as I'm talking. And later on in the week, it'll be a far distant memory. Now, the left, they want to keep talking about things that have no relevance, talking about how he sounded and is he? It said he was on Adderall. I'm like, Adderall. If you're on Adderall, you'd be like super focused, like what I mean, like a crackhead type thing. You understand what I'm saying? You'd be able to clean an entire football stadium of bathrooms in 2 minutes. You did what I'm saying? That was not what he was looking like. He was just looking tired. It's simple. 73 years old, got the whole weight of the world on your back. Wouldn't you be tired as well? I know I would be. But hey, it is what it is. So I'm not really worried about what they say. Ilhan Omar and a lot of the left seem to be defending Iran. I think there's going to be a meeting with some Iranian-friendly organization. It's like, what are we doing? Is Trump derangement syndrome and the left's desire to remove the president so great that they would side with the enemy? Like, literally, you talking about an Iranian terrorist organization? Really? That's what you want to do? You want to side with them? What are we even doing? How are you even elected as an American official? We might as well just switch sides, not from Democrat to Republican or Democrat to Independent. Just renounce your American citizenship and put on the beekeeper outfit. Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters, Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar got half of the beekeeper outfit on already. All she got to do is throw on the cape and she's good to go. She could fit right in. She already has half of the jank, so just put on the full thing. You got on like a little crop top beekeeper outfit, put on the whole shebang from head to toe, go over there and be at home. If that's what you want to do. Same thing with Maxine Waters and Nancy Pelosi. Put on the beekeeper jank and go over to the Middle East and have fun. That's what it appears like you want to do. Same thing with Chucky Boy and everybody else. Put on the white robe that the guys wear with the little headband and have fun. It is what it is. But yeah, that's what I want to see. I want to see them just renounce their American citizenship and go over somewhere else. Keith says, did Obama send flowers to the general's funeral? I wouldn't be surprised if he did. I wouldn't be surprised. Do you guys remember when Obama met, I think it might have been the Ayatollah, and like, I don't know what he was like bowing down or kissing his feet or something crazy. Hold on. Let me see if I can find that picture. That picture was crazy. Okay. Oh nah, that was fake. Let me see. Yeah, that was fake. But I've seen Obama bow before. He bowed before Shinzo Abe, a lot of people. He was a weak leader because he wasn't the leader. He was just a guy that was he was just a guy that was put in power. Matter of fact, here it is, I think. Yeah. Was it Shinzo Abe? It was somebody. It was somebody from, I don't think it was Shinzo Abe. It was somebody from Japan that he bowed in front of while shaking his hand. Okay. Now, I think this is the picture right here that I wanted to find. Let me just get this further into focus. So what's going on with this? Like this is the kind of guy that we had. Bending over, bowing down. Like, we don't need that from you, sir. We need you to have some strength and some resolve. Not this here. This is not what I want to see from you at all. I want to see you be strong and be a man and stand up for yourself. And when you don't do that, you're able to be run over and nobody's going to really care. It's just like, oh, whatever, we won't do nothing. Yeah, so it's not, I don't sense strength here. I just see weakness. But hey, it is what it is. So the Iran situation, that's pretty much over with. We don't have to worry about it. It's all good. But the left, I mean, they're really jumping through hoops to try and attack the president on this. It's really crazy. And you know what? I knew that Trump would do this because he's been that same way. One thing about Trump and his whole presidency is that he's been very consistent. You can pretty much predict how he's going to handle certain situations. Some would say that he's unpredictable, but once you understand him, then you understand what he's going to do. I knew for sure that he would take this route yesterday when he was talking about the sacred sites. And he was like, well, I heard it's against the law to actually attack some of those sites, so we're not going to do that. We're worried about following the law. I'm like, okay, I see what you're trying to promote peace. I like that. I wouldn't even doubt it if he put it out there that he's going to attack these sites and then went on TV to say he's not going to attack them because you got to follow the law. So you want to be lawful and do things the right way, you set in the right example. Could be, who knows? I don't know, but it is what it is. Yeah, in Japan, it's like, a soft bow, if anything. It's not like, you're going to get on the ground and start groveling. That's not really how it is. So that's pretty much all it is to it with that. Now, Nick Sandmann basically won his lawsuit against CNN. Now, I can't say that he won expressly, but he did win. He did not go to court and, go to trial and all of that and have a judgment ruled in his favor. CNN said, okay, we're going to settle the lawsuit out of court. Now, the lawsuit was for $275 million for defamation of character. So if they settled for anything less than $10 million, I'd be surprised. The official amount has not been disclosed, but I'm willing to bet all the tea in China that it's at least 10 mil. Lawyers will get 30% or so because they're probably doing it pro bono to get paid on their back end. So they probably get 3 or 3.3 million. And Nick and his family was able to get 7. That's a good payout, and he still has some more to go. And matter of fact, since Nick is a minor, does he get the money? Like, who gets the actual money? I know the lawyers get their cut, but who gets is it his parents? Like, how does that really work? Or, would it be paid out in time? Would it be in the trust fund? That's what I want to know. Regardless of what the situation is, I think Nick's going to be good money. He's going to be good for a very long time. He deserves it. I mean, they put him out there as like the worst thing in the world. But see, to them, it was a slam dunk, easy case. Here you have this quote unquote racist white guy, MAGA hat, so-called harassing this native man. For them, it was a slam dunk case. But they were so blinded by trying to attack Nick Sandmann as a proxy kind of way of attacking Trump and Trump supporters that they forgot, hey, wait a minute, we got to look into this case first. Is it a real case? Is this video, is it a parody video taken out of context? What's really going on with the video? Let's do some further research to see what's happening with the video. They let all of that go to the wayside, and then they hop to, well, he's a racist. He hates brown people. He hates black people. He has on the MAGA hat. He's white. No, destroy him. Talking about he has a punchable face, racist. And then they were just adding stuff, talking about, you said build the wall. I mean, just crazy things. So they deserve to lose the lawsuit. They settled out of court because they know they were not going to win. Rather than going to court, getting beat, spending money for lawyers, and then having to pay some, $100 million plus judgment, settle out of court for less than that and save the time. If they thought they could beat it, they might go through court, spend more money to fight it just to clear their name. But they know they can't beat it because it's too much evidence against them. And if they were to beat it, or if they were to bring it through court, the PR from it would be so damaging. Here you are trying to defend yourself against this 16-year-old that you falsely accused of being a racist. You should be paying this guy for your false accusations. And the one thing about the lawsuit that made sense was how big CNN is and their parent company. Like, they have so much money and they have so much influence. When they put a thing on the air, it can spread all over the world in a blink of an eye. And in some of these places where CNN is played, there's no opposition. You're trapped in the airport. I was in the airport. It might have been in DC. This airport was so crazy. They had CNN playing, and it's hard to explain. Like, it was this room, like when you are in the terminal, some terminals are not necessarily like on the main row. It was one terminal below the main row of terminals. It was kind of like the small little building with a door that goes right outside to the tarmac, so you can walk on your plane that way rather than going to your plane through the little tunnel. Anyway, we're in this kind of small room, and we're watching CNN, and they have speakers so you can hear it as well rather than just being subtitles. So they're literally forcing it on you. And not only airports as Americans, there are also other countries where CNN is played and there's no other opposition, at least as far as American news is concerned. All they're going to see is CNN. So when you have that kind of reach and you put it out there, this man was a racist, not man, young man was a racist and all this and that, it'll get everywhere in the blink of an eye and it can ruin your life. So he deserved to get that money. And he still has 2 lawsuits pending, one against the Washington Post, Amazon Post, I mean, and also I think New York Times. Nah, pardon me. It's Washington Post and NBC. And I think he'll be able to get settlements from both of those particular companies. And I can't wait. I cannot wait. 100%. Well, thank y'all for being here yet again. I definitely appreciate you. We got 475 in the building. If you like what you're hearing so far, like the channel in general, please hit the thumbs up, share it, do all that good stuff for me. That'll help me out tremendously. Man, ain't nobody leaving. You know, people talking about, oh, I'm going to leave because of Iran. I'll leave because Trump's the president. Nobody's leaving. Remember when Trump was running and these celebrities talking about, oh, I'm going to Canada. I'm going to escape to Canada. Why not Jamaica? They speak English there, but I'll move on. I'm going to Canada. But then when the election actually happened and Trump became the president, nobody moved. Nobody's leaving. So stay right put. It's like the guys talking about, oh, I'm going back to Africa. Are you really? Or are you staying right here in the States? You know, a lot of these back to Europe, back to Africa, back to here, back to there, ain't going nowhere. I'm not going anywhere. I'm an American. So if you want to leave the country, hey, go for it. Be my guest. Godspeed. But I'm not going anywhere. So it is what it is. It's my country. I ain't going nowhere. Alrighty. But shout out to everybody. I appreciate you guys for joining. And shout out to all the super chatters already in the building. I'll read you guys the super chats and I'm going to get right back to the program. Shout out to L, who said Esper and Haig denies Trump from striking Iran culture sites, justify religious sites as weapons of war. Do they not inspire the East to hate the West? Well, interesting. Thank you for your comment. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Daniel Nordin, who says Nick can have his own YouTube channel and become a conservative voice like you, ABL. Got his college fund or startup Candace Owens like show program. Yes, Nick Sandmann, hey, if he wants to be out there in the public eye, he can do it. He has a platform. People know who he is. He can definitely do it if that's what he chooses to do. Or whatever he wants to do. You can become a doctor, lawyer. He could become a used car salesman, whatever he wants. You know, he's an American. He could do whatever. And he does not deserve to have his life almost ended or ruined by these fake, quote unquote, news outlets that put him out there to be the son of Satan because they wanted to attack Trump by proxy through him. But thank you for your donation. I definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Miriam Vidal, who says President Trump is the first president in over 100 years to not have a dog. He's made the Democratic Party his BI instead. Oh, there you go. I didn't even realize that he didn't have a dog. Thank you for your donation. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to G. Carjala, my man, who says ABL, have a blessed show. Thank you, man. Definitely appreciate you, boss. Shout out to everybody for being here. Hold on. We got Scotty Dubs, who says Trump looked tired because he was up all night trying to decide if he wanted to annihilate an entire country. I mean, yeah, if that's on your mind, you might be a little bit tired. It's like, you know, decimate an entire country and the people or not. That's going to be kind of hard to think about. Let me just try to sleep on that and not have success, get up in the morning and give you my decision. But I think ultimately he was going to say what he said on stage, regardless. But I'm sure there was plenty of pressure to attack Iran. A lot of these war hawks in the administration or people that are kind of buzzing around DC would like for him to go ahead and attack, but he didn't do it. But thank you for your donation. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Insanity Pepper, who says least hawkish president in 40 years. Hashtag MAGA 2020. Exactly. Not a hawk at all. You know, it's weird. People like Tulsi Gabbard are even more hawkish than President Donald Trump because remember, he pulled troops out of northern Syria, like some weeks and months ago. And Tulsi Gabbard, what did she say? Oh, my Kurds and they're our allies. It's at the third. Okay, so you can see what's going on by how people respond, but I digress. Alrighty. Let me see. Shout out to Brett Sessoms, who says Obama aided Iran with at least 1.8 billion in cash. Iran thanked him by chanting, "Still hating America. Obama's soft stance on Iran did not work." Apparently, it didn't. The day they got the money, they said "Death to America." But thank you for your donation. I definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Brett again, who says Iran since the '79 revolution has changed "Death to America," aided the 9/11 hijackers, harbor Al Qaeda fighters from Afghanistan. There it is. Shout out to Will Rating, who says all this winning is exhausting. Bring on the kafefe. Yes, indeed, 100%. But yeah, I'm glad that we are where we are right now. It's all good. But thank you to everybody that's here. We got 508 live in the building. Very good numbers. 500 watching. Thank you to a lone Caucasian male. Donald Unimpeachable Trump says Trump has been anti-war, but enough is enough. He put his foot down. Yeah, I mean, he's been anti-war. He's still anti-war. But at the same time, it's like, okay, I'm anti-war, but I'm not going to be a pushover. You can't just attack us and have nothing happen to you. So it's one thing to retaliate. It's a different thing to engage in the war. That's a whole different ball of wax right there. 1,000%. Yeah, so ain't gonna be no war with Iran. It's all gonna be good. John Promo says, ABL, I'm more worried about the state bill in Virginia than the escalation with Iran. Now, what's the state bill in Virginia? Is that the one where they're talking about having gun registration? What's the bill you talking about? Oh, I did see that, Tim B. Tim B says, did anyone catch the presser earlier where Ilhan Omar was laughing and giggling right behind the speaker? I did see that, yes. I'm trying to pull it up right quick. It was really random, and she was talking a whole lot. Sheila Jackson Lee, matter of fact, I can show you better than I can tell you. Hold on. Now, to give you a little bit of background here, this is Sheila Jackson Lee, if I'm not mistaken, talking. And you have Jayapal, Ilhan Omar, what's her name? Rashida Tlaib, and I think that's AOC right there. And I don't know who they are. I've seen them before, but I don't know their names right now. So they're talking about the casualties in Iraq, if I'm not mistaken, and look at what Ilhan Omar does. Let's check it out.
And I'm very glad to say that I was part of the 132 and also the vote for Barbara Lee's amendment. But I think that the point of that is that is the same war that we're dealing with today. We never solved any problems with AUMF.
Now, my thing is, okay, what's going on with all this talking? Like, what could you possibly be talking about right now at this moment? It can't wait. Do you know you're being recorded? What are you even doing? Like, what are you thinking about at this moment?
We left 4,000 plus, maybe 4,400 dead, and over 60,000 who came back injured in some.
Right there, I think that is Ayanna Pressley. So you have Jayapal. She's like the newest squad member, if I'm not mistaken. She's like an honorary squad member. Then you have Ayanna Pressley, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, AOC.
Some form, and the war never ended. As I recall the language in AUMF, it deals with hostilities in Iraq. It doesn't deal with an incident.
What is so funny, Ilhan Omar? She's always outraged on Twitter, but right now she's laughing and giggling. What is so funny? Was it a joke that you had, an inside joke? Are you laughing at her hair? Like, what's going on?
Or a dislike, or someone in a car coming in from the airport. That is the danger of not acting. And I do think with our leadership, meaning the leadership of CPC, that we'll come together around specific answers. And I'm very glad to say that.
So that was just kind of strange. I'm not really understanding like what that was all about. You know, all the laughing and giggling. And why is the squad there? You know what? Hold on. Let me go back to it. Let me go back to it. What you're looking at right here, this is face of the Democratic Party. This is the face of the Democratic Party. The squad with Ayanna Pressley and everybody laughing and giggling, you know, being cozy with Iran and all the other terrorist organizations all over the place. This is the face of them. This is what they do. 1,000%. So, hey, Democrats, if that's what you want for your future, go for it. Let them be out here, keep talking and doing whatever they want to do. That's going to be the end of your party on the national level. Local level, you may be okay. You know, if you're trying to run a race in Chicago or San Fran, you can win. But nationally, where you got to have the whole country vote for the president, you're toast. You're totally toast. These people are nuts. And the average American is not crazy like that. They want you to be closer to the center, not far leftist like they are. Is the white dude a squad member? I think the white guy's just, handling the managerial duties. He's just, giving everybody their talking points. Will I ever run for office? I may run for office. If enough people require me to do so, then I'll do it because it just makes sense. At the low IQ squad, that's hilarious. Zion Paul, PayPal, whatever her name is. Sheila Jackson Lee's district here in Houston is one of the worst. She is ineffective too. There it is. Exactly. Jihad squad. Hey, I got to take that from you, man. I might have to take that from you. I might have to put that on the t-shirt. The squad equal coven. That's a good way to look at it. A coven. Yes, indeed. Yeah, the old white guy's just there for, he's just there for the talking points. It's like, okay, here you go, ladies, take the paper and just read that, basically. He's like it's funny how people like AOC, all these people, they say they hate white people, all this, that. But didn't Ilhan Omar leave her brother, husband, brother, something? One of her husband, brother, somebody left him for the white male on the campaign staff and was funneling money through him. So when you want to commit crime, do campaign finance violation, all kind of stuff like that, it's all right to get with the white man. But when it comes to politics, you want to get on stage talking about how dangerous the white man is. I can't tell because you don't think that, Ilhan Omar, but I digress. The hypocrisy is real and it's hilarious to me. That's just how I feel about the whole situation. Alrighty. Yeah, Jihad Squad. That's it. Creepy Joe, where's he been? I can't tell. I don't know where he's been. I really don't. Just trying to rest, trying to get a little bit of shut eye before he really has to get cracking with the campaign. And people are running for president right now. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about them at all. That's like the third or fourth topic on the list. The first one is always Trump, or like right now, Iran is first. Then Trump, that's kind of like 1A, 1AB. Then it's like whatever the House Democrats are doing. Then it's Senate Republicans. We're talking about impeachment. And somewhere on that list, you have those that are trying to become the president. The squad, they get more airtime than the Democratic hopefuls. I have no idea who's even in the race anymore. When they said that my man, not Marco Rubio, what's his name? Joaquin Phoenix, Joaquin Castro, Fidel Castro, whatever his name is. When this guy dropped out, I was like, you still running? I had no idea. No clue. Some of these guys I don't even know. Like, if you were to put me in the airport with Tom Steyer and have me walk right past him, I would not know who he is. I'd be like, who's that? Who's the guy trying to get on the plane? I would not know who that is at all. At Bloomberg, I might recognize him. These people they have no chance. Like, nobody cares about them at all. Their own party don't care about them. Nobody cares. So how are you even gonna do anything with that? Yeah, playing hide and seek, hilarious. So yeah, they have no visibility. Nobody cares about who they are. It's all about Trump. And it's the media's fault. It's a double-edged sword with the media. On one end, they want to try to attack Trump and make him be less relevant, but their attacking of him makes him more relevant. And the more they attack Trump, the less they have time to focus on their presidential hopefuls. You got these CNN town halls with people. I have no idea they even come on. I found out about it like weeks later. Oh, she was on a town hall with CNN. I had no clue. Don't care. Not at all. Oh yeah, is Andrew Yang still running? How about Tulsi Gabbard? Tulsi Gabbard was not at the last debate, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, is she still running? I don't really understand what's going on. Yeah, Cory Booker's going to drop out pretty soon. And when Cory Booker drops out, he'll talk about racism. And at that point, when he drops out, he'll talk about the Democratic Party's racist. They don't want to give a man of color a chance to that in the third. That's going to happen. And I think shortly after he drops out, this whole sham with Rosario Dawson will be ended. I mean, and it wasn't even a feature. Like, okay, you're trying to become the president, right? You're not getting any kind of airtime. You're not doing any kind of events. You're not out on the town with your girlfriend talking to TMZ, nothing. It's like, you got to really play this whole thing up. Okay, I got a celebrity girlfriend. We really trying to, but you're not doing anything. He's not really, I don't understand what the whole point is of what he's trying to accomplish. Is he already out? Did he drop out? No. So who is dropped out that I don't know about? I know that Joaquin Phoenix, whatever his name is, I know he dropped out. But who else? Tom Steyer's still there. Bloomberg's still there. Default Patrick, I've not seen him since he announced he was going to run. But apparently he's still in the race. I don't really understand what's going on. They're talking about Hillary Clinton may come back, but hey, it's a little bit too late in the game. Time's wasting. You know, the primary is right around the corner. It'd be before you know it. So is she going to parachute down from the sky with the limbs all flailing like she can't control them because she can't anymore at the 0 hour and try to become the president at that particular point in time and lose again? Or no, I can't even really call it. They might as well just throw in the towel. They might just tank the election, basically. Like you're a failing basketball team. You know you can't win. There's no point in trying to win. Just tank and try to do better next time. That might be your best option. Ain't no point in spending money and resources and time and energy. Just try to focus your energy on attacking Trump and try again in 2024. Hopefully you'll be able to do something then in your mind. I hope you don't try to do something and you lose. But from their point of view, they may just say, okay, throw the election. We have no chance. When the top guy in your race is a meme machine and Joe Biden, how can you succeed that way? I don't really understand how it's going to work. But it is what it is. Who cares? Trump already won. Yeah, Trump did already win. That is correct. Let me see. Hey, when Trump wins again in 2020, the reaction is going to be priceless. Priceless. I can't wait. Really, I cannot wait. Yeah, cut your losses. Cut your losses, Sky Queen. Cut them. Just be like, okay, there's no point in trying to win this. We're just going to waste money and time and energy for what? I think Bloomberg is doing a thing that they probably have the best ability to do, and that's to try to attack Trump through ads. You know, he knows he can't win, so I'm going to just try to attack Trump through ads and skirt the campaign finance law by saying I'm trying to become the president, although I know I have no chance, pretty much. Yeah, I talked about him, Technologic, in the video, Ricky Gervais. I did talk about him. Ricky Gervais, hey, that was fantastic. What he did at the Golden Globe Awards, oh, that was great. Told everybody to their face, you're a pervert. And I mean, it was great. Shout out to Ricky Gervais for making the Golden Globes great again, at least for that particular moment. Did I watch the Golden Globes? No. Will I watch it next year? No. But I saw that clip online. That's all I really needed to see. He did great. Tom Hanks's reaction was priceless. Priceless. I'm talking like, I mean, I never seen anything like it. You know, like this. Hold on, let me pull it up right quick. This right here, this reaction when you getting called a pervert to your face and all your friends in Hollywood for the past 30, 40 years get called the same thing. What can you really do? You know, he had to look like the shocked face, like, how dare you? And this right here is like, and lady behind him doing the same thing. Like, that's a universal face of, well, what am I going to do? Can't say anything about that. But reality hurts. You know, truth hurts. It is what it is. I thoroughly enjoyed that whole thing. 100% enjoyed it. Loved it. You know, and, you know, people are saying, oh, Ricky Gervais hates conservatives. I don't know. I don't care what he is politically. That's not even important. The point is that he went on stage and told the truth about Hollywood. He could be involved with it too, Ricky Gervais. I don't know anything about the guy, but what he said on stage that night was 1,000% true. I like how he said that Epstein didn't kill himself, and I like how he said that Epstein is their friend. I really enjoyed that. That was great. That was a top moment for me. That the Epstein comments, 100%. And I like how I talked about Ronan Farrow. That was a kind of an obscure one right there, but that was a good one. I really enjoyed that as well. You know, bringing up Woody Allen and those type of, Woody Allen's kind of like this big industry open secret that anybody trying to talk about. You know, Woody Allen and Roman Polanski. They didn't want to talk about that. Woody Allen married his stepdaughter. Because Woody Allen was married to Mia Farrow. Like, I forget how the story goes. You guys know in the chat. Woody Allen, hold on. Let me look it up right quick. So his wife is Soon-Yi Previn. Now, Woody Allen was dating a woman, and that was her daughter or something, her stepdaughter, her adopted daughter, something crazy. Anyway, he met the girl when she was like a teenager. And they were around each other because he was in the house. He was married to her mother. And then after their marriage or girlfriend, whatever, he gets married to the daughter. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't care. Like, if you are my stepdaughter or something like that, and I get married to you later, I mean, but that's Hollywood for you, 100%. Yeah, so these guys, Hollywood, that's how it is, and I'm glad Ricky Gervais said something about it. Adopted daughter, yeah, Soon-Yi, that's right. His daughter-in-law, okay, that's what it was. But that's crazy. Woody Allen, all these people, Roman Polanski, Vietnam adoption, okay, I see. So you adopt a girl from Vietnam and get married to her later, or your girlfriend, wife, whatever, adopts a girl from Vietnam. Y'all together. You around this girl when she's a kid growing up, and then you get married to her later. It's gross. But hey, that's Hollywood for you, and I'm glad Gervais called it out. But we got a whole lot going on. I mean, Twitter's on fire. Twitter was really tense when the whole thing happened with Iran. Very tense. Like, super tense. But I think everything's going to be good now. I'm not really worried about it at all. Now, I'm going to read this whole thing about Ilhan Omar. Like, what was she even doing? Okay, let me see. Yeah, I don't really see anything else other than what I saw already. Alrighty. Thank you for being here. Definitely appreciate you. We got 617 live in the building. If you like what you're hearing so far, please hit the like button right under the video. Also, share the video as well. And if you're unsubscribed, you're not subscribed, or whatever the case may be, please subscribe. And when you subscribe, click the bell right beside the subscribe button so you get notified when I go live or post a new video. I definitely appreciate you for that. Thank you in advance, 100%. James Franco, what about James Franco? What did he do? I'm not really sure who that is. I've heard that name, but I don't really know who that is. These Hollywood guys I don't really know all that much about. Some guys I know a little bit about because I hear about them. Then I read up on them and see what's happening. But a lot of these guys, like when I saw at the Golden Globes that Michelle Williams was trending, I had no idea who. I'm thinking about Destiny's Child, one of the replacement girls that came in after LaToya and Latavia. I thought it was her. I'm like, okay, she got an album coming out. What's going on? But then I'm realizing, oh, this is an actress. I have no idea who that is. Never seen her before a day in my life. This is my first time ever in my whole life seeing this person ever. So I don't know a lot about Hollywood all the time. except for when people tell me about them, then I read up on them, and then I know. I had no idea that Heath Ledger was married. Like that's tell you how much I know. Heath Ledger, all I know about him is that he was in Batman as a Joker. That's all I know. I don't know anything else. Okay, here's the explanation for Woody Allen. Carrie Lynn says Woody Allen and Mia Farrow were married and had adopted Sun Yi. Then Woody and Sun Yi became close. Then Mia filed for divorce. After the divorce, Woody married Sun Yi. Terrible. Terrible. Look, it's like, okay, you can become close with your daughter, but not that way. Because if you are an adopted daughter, you're a daughter, period. You know what I'm saying? I know people that are adopted and their parents that are adoptive are their parents, period. It ain't no, you don't cross that boundary. You see what I'm saying? That's just your parents. So if you're adopted, that's your dad. And that's it. It ain't nothing else to it. Blood or no blood, that's your father and that's your mother. That's it. I could be 18 when I get adopted. It don't matter. You're my parents at that particular point if you adopt me. Oh, he was that him in the Brokeback Mountain? See, I never seen that, obviously, so I would have no idea that he was in that. All I know was Batman, and I like that particular role he played, but that's all I've seen him in. I had no idea he was in anything else. Thank you to I know I'm gonna butcher this name, and I'm sorry. Arnani Nera, thank you for your donation. I definitely appreciate you. And shout out to Kulichi 00077 who says Whoopi Goldberg said Polanski didn't rape. Yeah, I remember that. Oh, it wasn't rape. It's like, well, this is a 13-year-old, like 13, 14, and whatever. This is a child. What do you mean it wasn't rape? Either it's rape or not. That's it. It ain't no ambiguity. You know, like if you get locked up, they ain't gonna say, oh, first degree rape. They're gonna say rape or not. That's it. Whoopi Goldberg was crazy for that comment. That was like, really? But hey, Hollywood, they probably say that in Hollywood. Oh nah, it wasn't rape, so it's okay. You can have him around at the dinner. He didn't really rape the girl. She just was 13 and that's it. Now Iran, they've been kind of like Iran. They had a revolution 1979. It's been kind of downhill ever since. I know people that have escaped the theocracy to go to greener pastures to get away from that kind of stuff. Not everybody in Iran is down with it. Yeah, Heath been died. Heath has been dead for a long time. Okay, it was a 13-year-old. He drugged and sodomized. So, I mean, how can that not be rape, Whoopi Goldberg? I don't really get it. So, you know, that kind of mentality you see from Hollywood, you understand why The View is just a mess. You know, I've never sat down and just watched The View, but I see clips online, of course, because of what I do. And they're insufferable. I mean, they're unhappy. One thing about like the hardcore leftists, they're always got a scowl on their face, always unhappy. It's like, do you find joy in life at all? Is anything fun to you? It's like they're just in perpetual unhappiness because, you know, maybe, just maybe, liberalism does not fit with humanity at a certain point. When it gets to be extreme, the regular normie liberals, that's a different story. You know, if you just say, oh, I want, you know, clean air, okay, I get it. But if you're an extremist to the point where you're like, you know, free abortions for all up until the time of birth, stuff like that, those kind of people are very unhappy. And that's why you see on The View, they're always arguing and screaming to the point where it's like, get off the stage. No, you get off the stage. Just crazy stuff like that. So that's why you see that kind of behavior from them. Like, remember this clip right here from this lady? Hold on. Remember this?
In Arkansas, my brother was her lawyer. He was lawyer of the year. He represented Hillary. She just get a judge because
See, the lady right there is a conservative, and she's just chilling like, hey, it ain't nothing going on. I don't know what's going on with you, but you need to take a chill pill. This lady over here, lady, male, don't know. I ain't trying to assume their gender, but I digress. look at the posture, like trying to fight. It's like, look, you're about 100 years old. You better back up before you mess around to get. But I'll move on.
You can buy these things and say, Chelsea, you guys don't have a clue what's going on in Arkansas. You're not. Bullshit. Where's the evidence? My brother had her.
Like that right there, that's what happens to you when you just an extremist and you get lost in the sauce with liberalism. That is what happens to you right there. That's not what you want to be in your life at that age. You want to be nice and chill and calm and cool and collected. That's what you want to be. And you don't. This is not what you want to be at that age, or at any age for that matter. Just totally nuts. You know, that person right there is what you see on The View all the time. They're just not that quite old yet, and they got makeup and stuff. Without the makeup and a little bit more age, that'd be them right there, 100%. Ain't no doubt about it. But thank y'all for being here. Definitely appreciate you. Hey, somebody said she sounds like Mickey Mouse. That I about lost it. I was hollering when somebody said that. Lady, hey, I can't tell if it's a lady. Like I said, I don't want to assume nobody's gender, so I'm gonna just say they, because I don't want nobody to come up here and say you assumed their gender. You're wrong. I don't know nothing. All I'm saying is that it could be a lady. I'm gonna presume they're a lady, but I might be wrong. How about that? Mickey Mouse's mom. Hilarious. The grandma's a ma'am. MICKEY. Okay, I'm stopped. I'm gonna play. All right, what else we got? Shout out to Masonic Sound who says, "Hey ABL, why do you think? Hold on, you gotta just type right. I'm gonna just try to fill in the gaps because you're missing some words here, sir or ma'am. I ain't trying to assume your gender. Hey ABL, why do you think Trump started a war after he said he wouldn't? I voted for him because he said he wouldn't do that, and also said Obama would start a war to win an election. Well, he did not. He did not start a war. I don't see where the war started. The Iranians, they did a retaliatory strike. Nobody got injured. Nobody got hurt. Trump says, okay, we're not going to respond. We're going to do sanctions, the same thing they've been doing throughout the whole time. So how was that starting the war? I don't understand. When he hit the general, he said the purpose was to not start a war, not to start a war. So you got the statement from him talking about we're not trying to start a war. You have no further escalation of the violence from us after they striked the Iraqi air bases. None of our people got hurt. So where's the war? Ain't no war. I don't understand. I just don't really get it. There's no war. Yeah, no war's been started. I understand how some may think, oh, this could be a provocation of war. That's just an opinion. An opinion is not the equivalent to fact. That's pretty much it. Oh yeah, the news. If you're watching CNN, MS, DNC, they'll tell you whatever that they want you to think. Like the Pentagon said there were no casualties. There were no Americans that died as a result of the Iranian attacks on the Iraqi military bases. Iranian state TV said there were 30 Americans that were killed. MS 13 NBC says there were 30 Americans got killed. So you see pretty much what side they're on. They want to be on the side of the Iranian regime pushing propaganda, but we're on the side of facts. So that's pretty much all that there is to it. Yeah, the U.S. troops were evacuated before the actual missiles came down because we were given forewarning. The same thing we did with Syria. Remember at the beginning of Trump's presidency, there was an attack on an airfield in Syria. Before we launched the attack on them, we called them and said, hey, there's going to be an air attack. Get out. We gave them plenty of notice. They were able to leave, and there were no casualties. There was just some damage to property, but nobody actually got hurt, killed, or anything like that. And it'd be the same story here in Iraq with concern to the Iranians. Now, one thing I got to say is this plane crash. What's going on there? So 4 hours after the Iranians launched an attack on the Iraqi air bases, a passenger plane with, I think it was 173 people on board, crashes and burns. Like, the wreckage was so spread out. They said that either it was a very violent impact with the ground when it crashed. You're talking about like straight nose down to the ground, right? Either it was that going on, or there was an event happening in the sky, meaning missile hit it, or it was a bomb on board. Somebody had a suicide vest, Lord Akbar, and then everything blew up. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not sure what's going on. It could have been a mistake. See, there could be a missile defense system in that particular area to protect Iran from the US or Iraq or whatever. The defense system could have unintentionally shot the plane down thinking it was an American plane or something else, although it was Iran's own plane from their own airport. That could have happened, but I don't know if that's true or false. The Iranians have the black box, but they're not giving them to Boeing because, they see Boeing as an American company that may not be friendly to them. They may try to put some things in there that aren't really true. So we're going to see what happened, but they could be keeping the black box to cover it up. They may know what happened, but they don't want us to know because if Boeing knows, then we're going to know. So who knows what happened? It could have been the mechanical malfunction. It could have been a coincidence. The plane mechanical malfunction 4 hours after the attack on the Iraqi air bases. And you also have some earthquakes at the same time. So you have earthquakes by the nuclear sites, deep underground earthquakes. Then you have a plane crash at the same time you're shooting missiles to Iraq. So what's really going on? I can't call it, but it doesn't look good as far as the plane is concerned. The earthquakes could have been a coincidence, maybe, just maybe. But we all know that earthquakes happen when people are doing nuclear testing and that type of thing. Okay, we know that's the case. When North Korea shoots a nuke and it goes off into the Sea of Japan, it's always going to be earthquakes happening right afterwards. Maybe even a tsunami. So they could have been doing that. I don't really know what happened. Either way it goes, we're going to find out more in the very near future, in my humble opinion. But shout out to everybody in the building. We got 638 live in the chat. And I appreciate y'all for that. 100%. People are saying that it was shot down. There's evidence it was shot down. I don't know that yet. I can't say that for sure, but that's what it looks like. I mean, like, what are the chances? What are the odds of the plane crashing with, like, violently crashing to be heavily fragmented, meaning there's pieces of it everywhere? What are the chances of that happening at that particular moment, 4 hours after the attack on the Iraqi air bases? They're going to have very high defenses. You're thinking, okay, they're going to attack us back. We got to be prepared to shoot anything down. Here comes a plane in the sky. It's at night. You think it's a American plane or a missile or something like that. You shoot it down, and now you got 180 people dead, just regular innocent people, Iranian people, and also people that are from Canada but are also Iranian. People that probably were born in Iran but moved to Canada on home, just taking a trip to see their family on a holiday and then going back to Canada. It's crazy. So they probably want to cover that up for sure. You definitely don't want to have an event where you say that you're attacking the Americans for propaganda purposes at the same time, so you shot down your own plane where everybody on board dies. It's like 200 people, and then your own people. That's not a very good look for you, especially when nobody died on the American side. It's like, okay, who are you trying to fight? You trying to fight the Americans, but you're killing your own people? It's going to be more of the same, which had the protests happen a few weeks ago, which had people get killed as a result of that. It is what it is. Now, I heard Ukraine said that the plane had physical problems, but then it backed off of that. So I don't know why they would say that and then back off. I'm not really sure what's going on. All right, so I'm just reading some of the comments here. CGO Roxwell, call into the show when I open the phone lines up and express your grievance rather than just hating in the chat. Matter of fact, express it right now. Oh, I see. You just you one of those kind of guys. You just you know Israel's fault. You one of these the white man's white man type people. I get it. I understand. Okay, I see now. Say no more. Say less. Yeah, they probably did shoot it down due to panic because they're nervous. They're thinking, okay, we're gonna do this, and we know that it could be a response. They know that their general just got hurt, so they know if they do something to Americans, that it could be a very swift and dangerous response. So their missile defense is up. They might not have tested it before. It may have malfunctioned. Anything could have happened. Anything could have happened. They shot the plane down. The same thing happened to a plane in Ukraine from Russia or vice versa. It was a passenger plane, just a commercial plane, and it got shot down. Thinking it was a spy plane or an American or something. It got shot down as a result. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the calls. You guys on the drill. The number to call is 434-658-1220. If you guys want to see the speech, I did a live stream of that earlier. Just go to the channel, check it out there. But shout out to everybody in here now. Thank you to Brian Nolan, who says, let's all show ABL some love. If you like what ABL does for us, tip him now. I appreciate you for that, man. Thank you. 1000%. You're far too kind. And did I get everybody? Oh, shout out to His Gaze Incorporated, who says, bless you. Hey, bless you, man. Thank you for your donation. I definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Demented Liquor, who says, God bless ABL and God bless America. Hey, God bless you as well. Thank you for your donation. I definitely appreciate you. Shout out to everyone that is in the building that is super chatted. And we're going to go ahead and get right on into it. Like I said, the number to call is 434-658-1220. Let me go ahead and just get my Skype cracking. It's about 1,000 degrees in my room. Like, it's extremely hot. I'm about to turn the air down. Hold on. people get mad at Avon already. That's funny. All right, Skype. Whenever you want to start, it's good with me. I ain't even worried about it. I take an hour to start taking calls because people, like, some want me to just do the opening monologue, and then some want calls. Some want me to just talk the whole time with no calls, and then some want the monologue. So I just have a balance of me talking at the beginning for an hour and then calls the second part of the show. So if you just wanted the opening monologue with no calls, you got that. If all you wanted is a calls, 9 o'clock coming for the calls. I think it's a good balance, and it makes for a good show. I think it's improved the show overall. But let me go ahead and get to the first call. 518, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to? All righty, what's going on? Everything's good, man. Oh, everything's great.
Absolutely no interest in politics. And then about 8 months ago, I started really getting interested in what was going on. And I watch a lot of different people. I watch Leo. I watch just a lot of different people. And I'll be honest with you, what I'm seeing, I've never seen anything like this in politics in my entire life. It's absolutely amazing. I do have a very interesting point of view because I'm actually in contact with a girl who's 25 years old who lives in Iran. And she's very well informed as to what's going on. But obviously she's got a bias because of the news media. So, but I talk to her almost every day. And her biggest concern is actually the sanctions that are going on between, America and Iran. And it's just very interesting to hear her point of view.
So what is she saying?
Well, she's really concerned. She doesn't want war. She knows that the sanctions are crippling her country right now. And I fully support our president. I completely support Trump. I'll be honest with you. I didn't really like the guy at first, and I didn't vote in 2016, But if I had, I probably would have voted for Bernie Sanders at the time, because I just had no information whatsoever, and I didn't like Hillary at all, and I was kind of biased towards Trump. But I would never vote for Bernie at this point in time, and obviously I have no interest in what Hillary says. I mean, everything out of her mouth is a lie, and I fully support Trump. I mean, it took me a while to warm up to him, but I really feel like he's one in a million. He's right now. It's just that when you listen to him, you know that he's not BSing anybody. He's real. What he's saying is coming from the heart. He's got the heart of a lion. And I couldn't handle the pressure that he's under right now.
Yeah.
And to be able to do what he's been able to do with, the pressure that's been put on him, with the bias of the fake news media, it's just incredible what he's been able to get done. And I know the guy doesn't even sleep very much, and he's able to perform with all this pressure. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. We're never going to have another president like him, and at least in my lifetime. I'm 43. And the girl I talked to, she's 25. And it's just incredible because I talked to her on Instagram, and I have to use Google Translator to speak to her. And she speaks Persian. So when I'm sending things to her, I've been talking to her for about 8 months now. And it's incredible because I'm starting to learn the Persian language. And the most amazing thing is even the language is biased towards women. There's no word for her. Everything is a he or a him. So like if I want to try to translate the word like girlfriend, it either comes out as like daughter or like wife. It's just incredible when you understand that language is actually biased toward, when you start understanding the language, So, but I've been following this, really extensively. I watch all your programs. I really like Leo Dunson, Larry Elder. There's a whole slew of people that I watch and listen to, and Trump he's got the heart of a lion, and he's really trying for our country. She sees him as like a criminal, but I know what the bias that we have in our country, the way it would translate into her country has got to be like off the charts.
Oh,
but
yeah.
He does understand. Yeah. So, I mean, I try not to, I talked to her 5 times today to give you an idea, and she's really concerned with, possibility of war and the possibility of the sanctions. And I've told her flat out that, pretty much every one of my friends and every family member of mine hates Trump. But I think he's an incredible guy. I think I believe what he says. I believe in him. I think he's doing an absolute excellent job for the country. His numbers are off the charts as far as what he's been able to do for this country. I'm registered to vote, and come in November, I will be voting for him. I mean, all my friends think I'm crazy for my beliefs. I live in New York. I live in upstate New York.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the woman that I'm talking about that lives in Tehran. She does wood carvings. She does wood sculptures, and she does these absolutely beautiful inlays, like wood inlays.
Yeah. And
she's actually cried to me because she tells me she could never be a professional wood carver just because she's a woman.
Wow. Now I got a question. I got a question. Does she have on like the full beekeeper type of thing? Like, is she required to?
No.
Okay.
No, she doesn't have to wear the beekeeper outfit. Where she lives in Tehran, she's told me that it's very like westernized.
Okay.
But she says that nobody talks to her because of her religion. So it's just a really.
Is she Muslim or what?
It's real. She is. I don't know. She told me what version of Muslim she
Sunni?
is. I don't want to say it because
Sunni or she. Okay.
No.
All right. I got you.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to misinterpret what she's told me because everything is also through translation. I mean, I've done some video chats with her, but she doesn't know hardly any English other than like my name and a couple words. and she wants to learn English, but she hasn't had the opportunity to, just because she's a woman.
Right.
But I mean, she sent me pictures of herself, and she never has to wear the veil or. So I guess she's very westernized as far as being a Muslim.
Okay. I see. Well, hey man, I thank you for the call. I definitely appreciate you. That's a very interesting point of view, because one thing that we don't really get over here is a view from actual Iranians, actual Persians living over there, or people that are from there. So I thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that she was very upset. She's been talking to me over the last 3 days. She's very upset with, she refers to, Salam as the general. But I mean, I'm really careful, like, when I send her messages, because I don't want to say too much to her, obviously. And I don't want to get her in trouble.
Right, I'm with you.
And so every time I send her a message for, in Instagram, I always erase the message after I see that she's read it.
Right.
Because I mean, it wouldn't hurt me at all. I mean, what are they going to do to me? But
I'm with you, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I got more calls on the line, so thank you for the call.
Oh, sure, absolutely. I really appreciate it, Anthony. I was really surprised that you picked up the line, but I figured I'd call in with a different, a little bit of a different perspective. Not to say that my perspective is way off from anybody else's, but I'm really concerned for her well-being and her safety over there, and especially what's going on between our country and their country right now.
Right. I think everything will be good, man. I think everything will be good. But thank you for the call, man.
I told her like 3 times today that
I got you. Listen. Oh,
I'm sorry. No problem.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you for the call.
Yeah, I'm letting her know what's going on over here.
All right, now take care.
Okay. Thank you very much, Anthony. I appreciate it.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Hey, it's all good, man. Don't worry about your girl over there. She'd be good money. If you're dealing with the overseas love, you're going to have to just, you know what I mean? Get her a green card. Do what you got to do to get it over here. But the number to call is 434-658-1220. All right. Get that out of there. And let's get to the next call. 214, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what's up, Anthony?
What's going on? Who am I speaking to?
You speaking to Carlton Calvin. How you doing, man?
Everything good, man. Can't complain.
What you up to, man?
It ain't too much.
What you doing? You out here being a great patriot.
Hey,
speaking the truth for us.
Trying to.
I know that's right.
All righty, man. So what's going on, man? What's on your mind?
Oh, man, I was wanting to tell you, man, Iran don't want no smoke, man.
Not at all.
Not at all. They don't want no smoke, and it's a shame. And it's a shame what they doing to our president of the United States, our great president of the United States.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I think we need to be concentrating on the people, doing things for the people. You know what I'm saying? I think Trump is the best guy out there. And, I just want to say Iran don't want no smoke. They don't want none of this. We got plenty to give them.
That's right. That's why when they hit the bases in Iraq, they made sure not to kill anybody. They ain't want to do that because they knew if somebody were to die, it'd be a rout. They'd be looking like a skating rink.
Exactly. They shot around us.
That's right.
They shot around us. They shot around us. They're not concerned. It's all a show, man. It's just all a show.
Exactly.
All a show.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I just think they need to leave Trump alone, let Trump continue running this country, putting us in the right direction, taking us out of these endless wars. They don't want no smoke, man. They don't want no smoke. They don't want none of this. None of it. They don't want none of it, ABL.
I know that's right.
What we gonna do, man? So how we gonna continue this?
You gotta keep the same energy. You gotta keep the same energy going in 2020 And then 2024, keep the same energy. The same way we patriotic right now, the same way that we want certain things, just keep that same pressure on people that we're going to elect and put in office in elections to come. So it can't just be, okay, right now we're under Trump, we're doing whatever we're doing. We got to keep this whole thing going. So I think we'll be all right as long as we do it that way. We kind of like slack off and lose some of the steam, then there's going to be a problem. So keep the same energy that we have right now. I think we'll be okay.
Exactly. ABL, what I'm having a problem is I'm having a problem with my black people, my friends, my peers. Everybody want to call me a coon because I support Donald Trump. And I tell people all the time, I say, man, this white man has done more to help Americans, black Americans, and other people than anybody I've ever seen in my whole lifetime. I'm 46 years old. And I ain't seen nobody do the things this man is trying to do. And if they get off his neck, he could do a lot more.
That's right. We see some people, a lot of us, we just kind of brainwashed by the media and peer pressure. So whatever the media says, and then whatever friends and family say, they say, oh, that's wrong. You're a coon, you're Uncle Tom. But it's like, hold on, think for yourself. Don't let people think for you, make decisions for you. You got your own mind. You can see what's going on in the world. You can see what's happening in the country. Just look at it and don't rely upon others to tell you what's going on. Look at it for yourself, and then you see what's going on. But when people don't want to look at things for themselves, when they don't want to see the truth, when they just want to be led by somebody else, whatever they're being told, that's what they're going to believe. So when you come in with some real facts and information, they're not trying to hear it because the TV said this. Because the TV said this, their grandmama said this. They don't really want to hear the factual information. But once they get a little bit open-minded, then it's like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. I like what Trump is doing. Then they'll be able to come around. But until that point, they're not going to be able to see it.
Well, man, we have to keep pushing. We got to keep changing our black friends and families' mindset. We have to change their mindset because they chained up to that old dog, and that old dog ain't doing what he need to do. You know what I'm saying? It ain't guarding the house right. It ain't it's shitting in his backyard and shitting in his front yard. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of them damn Democrats. They ain't done nothing for us, and they ain't gonna do nothing for us. My opinion. That's my opinion.
No doubt, man. Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Okay, man. Keep doing what you're doing, ABL. But Iran don't want no smoke, man.
That's
they
right.
Don't want it.
They don't want it.
They don't want it. They don't want it. They don't want that. They don't want it. I know we got good shit to give them. They don't want none. I'll talk to you later, ABL.
All right, now. Take care.
All right, brother.
All right. Shout out to the caller. He was on the roll, but you can't cuss on the show. So my caller, if you're listening, hey, that was a good call, but please no cussing because Google will come in here and try to, do some weird stuff. But thank you to the caller for their call. Definitely appreciate them. But you guys want to enjoy the number to call is 434-658-1220. If you want to call in through Skype, to be right here in the bottom left-hand corner. There's an email for that in the description box below. Pardon me for that, Bert. Let me get to the next call. 305, you're on line. Who am I speaking to?
ABL.
Yes, indeed. Who am I speaking to? Yes.
This is Donald Trump.
It's Donald Trump?
Unimpeachable.
Hey,
okay. First of all, I want to tell you, great work on your channel. I've been watching for a minute now, and everything you say is right on point, and you're up with everything that's going on. I appreciate your channel. You're representing Republicans well, and I can't get enough of it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
So now I forgot what I was going to say, but I'm here. What's up?
Man, everything's good, man. You tell me what's going on. I like the fact that that we're not going to get into no war with Iran. Trump came out, gave the speech.
Yeah.
Everything's good to go. So I'm glad we got that going on.
I'm enjoying it, and I like how he played it too. Because they did kind of back down with that little weak attack. That they said they was going to get us tit for tat with it. They was going to come over there and take out the same type of, equal attack on us, and they didn't. They fired a couple missiles at a base over in Iraq of ours, and they didn't hit anything. And I like the way he played it when he came out to the media on that too, because he was like, well, they're kind of backing down on it. So it's kind of like a little neutral zone going on right now, but I don't trust them neither. I think if we let our guards down, I think they'll hit us again.
Well, yeah, I mean, we know that Iran is still going to be the same way they are. They still got that ideology. They're trying to spread whatever they want to spread. But at the same time, you got to keep them in check. That's all. Just keep them in check. Keep them at arm's length so they don't get too out of pocket. And I think we'll be okay.
Yes, sir. And another thing I was going to say, I was on another channel the other day, and I'm not trying to promote them because I don't even know them like that, but I was on another channel called Uber Guy.
Yeah, I know him. Good dude.
And I noticed your name was mentioned too, and let me tell you, that was one of the smartest panels I'd ever been on. It was a bunch of young black men, and it's the first time I've been on a panel with sense in a long time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you got to find.
I subbed them. I loved it. They have a lot of conservative sense on that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing about being over here is that you're going to find some really smart people, really, really bright people that got, just a common sense, kind of a lost art, common sense that is. And and I found them randomly, not through your channel. I just found them randomly. And then they had mentioned you on there, and I was like, oh, hell yeah, well, that's a friend of a friend. That's right, 100%, yeah. Uber guy, fantastic
really
person.
Smart, really educated, just like you are, really down for the cause. I mean, facts over feelings. It was fun.
Definitely, absolutely.
But yeah, that's all I had to say. I just wanted to call up and congratulate you on your channel, man. I love it. I don't have really much to say. I'm glad I got through it. Hell, I tried to call a bunch of times.
All right, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, I enjoy watching. I'll let the next caller speak.
All right, thank you for the call. Appreciate you, boss.
Yes, sir.
All right, shout out to the caller, most certainly appreciate him. Let's get to some more calls here. The phone lines are blowing up, so pardon me if I can't get you on right away, but keep on trying. I'm going to get you on as soon as I can. All right, caller, you're on the line. 617, who am I speaking to?
Yeah, this is Ivan, man.
All righty, man. What's going on?
What's going on, man? What's going on with your boy Trump, man? What's on with President Trump?
Everything's good, man. No war, no further escalation.
Well, but nobody wants war, though.
That's right.
Iranians don't want.
Iranians don't want war.
They never say they want war. Nobody wants war.
Well, yeah, nobody wants war, so we all good.
So what do you mean? What is celebrating? Nobody declared war on anyone. So
okay, so what's your point?
The point is no war. Hey, I got two questions for you. One, the question that you said, I guess you were the fire in Australia. You said there's a hoax. I mean, I know that this fire sometimes is created by people, but then you say like climate change is some sort of scam. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. So can you tell me, while the Slim River in Canada, it was a 300-year-old river, has disappeared? Do you know why?
I don't know what happened.
No, I don't know. I'm asking you. You're the one who's saying this whole that everything the climate change is a scam. So I know there's people who take advantage of this thing because what they do, they open non-profits. When they give speeches, they pretty much pumped up this thing more than really is.
Yeah.
And to make money. I understand, but there are some. I just want to know why this Florida River, also the Aral Sea, disappeared. I mean, if all these rivers are disappearing over the last 50 years, there must be some changes, right? Don't you think there's some changes?
I mean, it could be any reason why they disappear. I don't know what happened. Do you know why they disappeared?
No, but I don't know. I'm asking you. You're the one who's saying it's a scam. I'm not saying it's a scam. I have no idea about climate change. I don't. But I know that there's some changes because some animals, the species of animal disappearing. We don't see them anymore. So I don't know. There got to be some changes. I just don't know if the environment is a contribution to these changes, or other issues are issues to this change. I'm just saying that I don't believe it's a scam. I believe this is a problem. I just don't know what is contributing to the problem.
Okay, why do you believe it's a problem?
if the rivers are disappearing, if specific animals are disappearing, if certain things are happening, I think there's a problem.
Well, you said, hold on, wait a minute. You said that you're not sure if it's climate change that's the reason.
I just don't know. That's what I just told you.
Wait, sir, let me finish. You said you don't know if it's climate change that's the reason why these things are happening. But when I say, why do you think climate change is a problem? You say, oh, because these things are happening. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, I mean, gotta be something, right?
I mean, but you don't know. If you don't know, just say you don't know.
That's what I'm saying. So, but you can't say it's a scam when you don't know.
Well, it's a scam. It's a scam because it keep renaming it and it keeps saying things that don't make any sense. Like I'm gonna tell you an example of what I'm talking about. This whole thing with the Paris Climate Accord. They want to talk about, oh, these countries got to get involved because they got to help with the climate. Well, why don't you have the top carbon emitters on that list? Why don't you have, India and China really actually doing anything to help with the so-called climate change? They're the top carbon emitters.
Well, but that's political, though. You're talking about political.
I mean, that's the whole point behind climate change is a political thing. That's the whole point.
When you say that one country is not doing enough, and the United States investing a lot of money, that's political. But you take that away from what's really happening, that means something is wrong. I don't know what it is. I'm not a scientist. Neither you.
I mean,
you haven't done any. What kind of study or research analysis have you done?
Climate change is a scam because.
Well, that's your opinion.
I'm not done talking. I'm not done talking.
Okay.
Climate change is a scam because people are exploiting it for money. They're talking about like the people. Like, I'm not done talking. I'm meeting you. It's a scam because people are exploiting it for money, and it's always changed. First, it was global cooling, then it became global warming. Then it was this whole phase in the early 90s. They're talking about acid rain and the ozone layer. That's all gone. Now it's climate change. So anytime there's any kind of weather event that always happens, like a hurricane, a tornado, a blizzard, a flood, a drought, anything is blamed on climate change. It's a scam. It's totally phony.
So I'm going to go back to my first original question. Why rivers are disappearing and why certain animals are disappearing?
I mean, rivers always disappear. You said it was over 300 years. Like, okay,
yeah,
so sir, not finished. So if the river was over 300 years, then what was it before? How did it get there to begin with? Was it climate change that made the river appear to begin with?
Back to my question. That means this changes, right?
So wait a minute, sir. You said it was, sir, you're not listening to me. Sir, you're not listening. You're muted again. You said the river was 300 years old. So what was there before the river was there? And how did it get there? Through climate change 300 years ago or what?
So if it's a scam, right? So all these changes happen in the world.
I asked a question. I asked a question like an answer.
No, but you don't answer.
Sir, I asked a question. I'd like an answer.
Answer my question.
That's not how this works. That's not how this works. I'm asking you one more time. I asked you a question like an answer. You said the river was there for 300 years. So what was there before it was there, and how did it get there?
I don't know. But
all right then. If you don't know how the river got there or what was there before, how can you say, oh, it must be climate change? Maybe it reverted to what it was before the river came. Just maybe. It's a natural part of nature that caused it to go away, the same as the reason why it got there to begin with.
It changes. You don't know then.
You don't know, but you don't know. I don't know. You don't know either. But what I do know, sir, what I do know is that it was not there at one point in time. So what you going to say? Oh, because it was nothing there before, then it must be climate change that caused it. It was a melting glacier and made water appear right there. Come on, man. It'll make no sense, but go ahead.
Move on. So why the President Trump left the Iranian deal, the WCPO?
Because it was a dumb deal. It wasn't even deal? It wasn't even nothing in there that was to be provisions against missiles. Like we paid them a bunch of money and they went out and buy missiles with it. So what's the point of having a nuclear deal when they can still attack us? Like the only thing that was in there was for nuclear. They tried to get missiles in there, sir. I'm not finished talking. I'm not finished. The only thing that was in there was nuclear. but they tried to get the missiles in there as well, but they were not successful. So it was like, what's the point in having an Iran nuclear deal when they can still attack us and they can still purchase whatever weapon they want from whoever they want? It was a dumb deal. It didn't make any sense to have it.
Okay, so how are they gonna attack you when people live in the United States? What kind of missile they're gonna on technology they're gonna have that a missile gonna attack from Iran?
Don't you understand that there are Americans overseas?
Well, that's their business being in Iraq. They should not be in Iraq.
It don't matter, we'll be there. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that we shouldn't be there. We're there. That's the whole point. So that's how we get attacked.
So the United States is gonna tell another country what kind of defense system they should have. Saudi Arabia has long-range missile, Israel long-range missile, but Iranian cannot have long-range missile. That's what you're saying?
Hey, that's why we're not in a deal anymore.
So now Iran they could purchase uranium from any other country because China could buy oil and Russia could buy oil from Iran, and they could purchase all these things. So what would be the difference now?
Man, they could do that anyway because they weren't really following the deal before, and they were able to get missiles. They could still do it. They could have still done whatever they wanted for the most part up under the deal before. So there was no purpose in having it. It didn't make any sense. And they were still doing the proxy stuff even with the Iran nuclear deal. So it don't make no sense. It was a dumb deal to have.
It was a dumb deal. So before other countries could collaborate to stop them from reaching uranium. Now, no one can stop it from reaching uranium, right? Now, inspector cannot go in to see what they're doing. Before they could, now they cannot, but it's a dumb deal. That's what you're saying?
It didn't make a difference. They were still doing whatever they wanted to do.
No, but they were on their check before.
They were still doing whatever they wanted to do before.
But I'm asking you.
They were still doing whatever they wanted to do before.
But answer the question. You answered.
I've said what I've said, and we can move on to the next topic, or you can go.
So I'm about.
All right. Matter of fact, how about this? Thank you for the call. I definitely appreciate you. All right. The deal was done because they could do whatever they want, regardless. So it don't make a difference. All right. But shout out to Ivan. Thank you for the call. And let's get to the next call. 989, you're the line. I'm speaking to you. Yes, I got a little background noise in the background. Turn speakers down for me, please. All right. Everything's good, man. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm just watching the stream. Watching ABL argue with some guy I don't even know what he's talking about. But you guys are doing like call-ins, right?
You're on the show right now live. I'm ABL. How's everything?
Are you? So you're on a delay then, man.
Yeah, do not watch the stream. Just talk to me on the phone.
Yeah, I turned the volume off the stream. Dude, I just want to say, listen, it's about unity, not diversity. We are all human beings. We are just people, right? So stop looking at all this nonsense, because I'm watching it right now. And you are definitely on delay, but we're just people, man. Yeah, I can't believe I got through. Anyway.
Yeah, everything's everything's good though. I mean, so you saw the whole thing with Trump and the Iran situation. How do you feel about that?
I don't think he's gonna do anything. I really don't. I think he, if Trump does do a retaliation, it's going to be on something like the oil wells and whatnot. I don't think he's going to go after any people. I really don't. Because I don't think he can either without Congress approving it.
Yeah, it won't really be anything. You know, the media, they're trying to make it be something that it's not. They're trying to drag it out, make it be this whole big thing. But everything will be okay at the end of it. You're just fine.
Yeah, because you can't just go blowing up other countries without Congress saying, okay, do it. So he can't really. We can't just go attack Iran. That's what people got to understand. We can't just go do it. We can hit some targets, but we can't just go full on war.
Right.
I mean, we took out one of their guys. He was in Iraq. He wasn't supposed to be in Iraq. He wasn't even supposed to leave Iran when we took this guy out. And he was over there doing who knows what. And well, he got smoked, and you know that's just the way the world works. You know, you go out and do bad things, and eventually somebody's gonna get you, and that's what happened to him.
That's right.
And like I can almost promise you or almost guarantee you we are not going to go to war with Iran, and if we did, it would be something like we would strike every one of their bases. We would hit all their military installations within probably a day, and they'd be done. So when it's not going to be like ground troops on the ground, we're not going to go in that way. I don't think. I think if we do it, it's going to be mostly airstrikes, missiles, whatever, and we'll wipe them out in a day. It's not going to be a long. I don't think it's going to be a long drawn out war with. Like we do in Iraq. That even the president was talking about that. It was ridiculous, but we're not going to do it that way. I just don't see it.
Absolutely, man. Well, thank you for the call. I definitely appreciate you.
Yep.
All right, now take care.
All right, goodbye, man.
All right, shout out to the caller. Most certainly appreciate him. You guys on the drill. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Do not be afraid to call. It's all good. I'm taking all calls as soon as I can. The phone lines are blowing up, so try again. I'm going to try to get you on as soon as I can. Y'all just hang tight. All right, let's go. 702, you on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Yes, hi. This is John from San Francisco.
All righty, John. What's going on?
How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm well. Can't complain.
All right. I have a couple issues. The first issue I have is with Tucker Carlson, the Swanson hair king at Fox, who made a slanderous lie on San Francisco the other night on his show when he said San Francisco is full of crime and drugs and corruption, and he showed the same 3 blocks of the Tenderloin and the same 3 drug addicts talking. Shame on Fox News, once again, the propaganda arm of Orange Man. Number 2, shame on you, like Greta, that young lady who tries to save the world from climate change. How dare you stick up for a boy who disgraced a Native American like Nathan Phillips?
Wait. He didn't do that. That was a lie. He didn't do that. He was minding his own business, waiting for his bus, and the Native American man approached him with the drum, loud in his face, all this, that, and the third. He was minding his own business. He did not do anything wrong.
See, right there, what you did, I hope you caught what you did right now when you went, that is the Indian stereotype. Shame. That man.
We both did it. We both did it. We both did it just now, so you're guilty too.
No, I was doing it in a shocked mode.
Me too. I'm shocked too. I'm shocked that he did it. So we're the same.
Look, I know that most of the callers that you have, some of them are intelligible, many of them swallow the pablum of the conservative line. All I have to say is that all these armchair quarterbacks who cheer war are real Native American. He's not an Indian. Don't call him an Indian. He's a Native American.
How is it different?
Phillips. Excuse me?
How is it different, Native American and Indian?
Because Columbus, when he landed here, thought he was landing in India. He didn't land in India. These people came from the Bering Strait, and they were the first settlers of America, so they are Native Americans. That young boy used his religion, weaponized Christianity, to make some big money, so now he can go and he can start his own whatever he wants to do. But he did it just to make a buck and used Christianity and used white privilege as an excuse. I mean this.
He literally said and did nothing. He stood there.
Did you see the smirk, the disrespect on his face?
What you want him to do? What you want him to do? Start crying?
No, I expected him to say, "Sir, is there something I can do for you?"
Nah, like he was minding his business, just standing there. The guy beating the drum loud in his face. I mean, look, like I said at my video, if it was my school, I went to schools inner city. Like he would have had that drum up his hind parts in 5 seconds. So the guy did right to not do anything and mind his own business.
Didn't the Native Americans suffer enough from the European settlers getting slaughtered and by 1890 were virtually exterminated? Hasn't they suffered enough? Do you need a rich Covington kid who probably already had a few million from mommy and daddy? Do you need him to make $200 million from a CNN, an organization who tries to be fair and balanced? I say no. I know, this is serious. San Francisco, I work at the coffee shop, and I'll tell you something. Everybody looked like they were in shock when CNN settled. And the only reason they settled is because Donald Trump himself, I wouldn't be surprised, had a hand in twisting the arm.
Hey, if you put out libelous, slanderous information about somebody without doing an investigation about what's going on, then you got to pay for it if you are a CNN. Sorry, not sorry. It is what it is.
But is it all right for that kid? And he's not even a kid. He's practically a grown man. Is it all right for that boy to make millions of dollars on the back of Christianity? How come nobody's addressing that?
Hey, he's making the money from CNN who did something wrong to him. If you do something wrong to somebody, then you got to pay the consequences. That's just how it is.
Yes, that's how it is, but nobody, that poor Native American who right now probably is in a room holding his head in shame and who got embarrassed in front of millions of people, that man has nobody to turn to. And you know why? Because he is going against Christianity, which is a force to be reckoned with. Look what they're doing in Iran right now. They're starting a war because of Christianity. They're not starting a war because of oil and Christianity. And that, sir, is reprehensible.
Hey, no, that's life. Things happen.
That's not life. How can you say that's life? Is it life that people get murdered unjustly? Is it life that people get discriminated against? Is it life that people walk around with no home because they had a tragedy in their life and we laugh at them because we have a home or a few dollars in our pocket? That's not life. That's ruins.
I don't know how we got here, but I don't know what's going on at this point. All I'm saying is life isn't perfect. Life ain't fair. But, hey, what are you going to do?
Well, what I want to conclude with is to say everybody out there who's listening to you right now, realize that San Francisco is one of the safest, cleanest, friendliest cities, a good value for your dollar. And if you listen to the news and if you listen to fearmongers, and the only reason they had California because their state is second rate, come out to San Francisco, spend your money, and realize the lie that is being perpetuated by the media. Thank you and good night, sir.
Good night. I can't tell. That could be a troll call, or it could be somebody that's dead serious. Like people are like that in real life. If you meet them, they're like that in real life. I don't know what's going on. You know, if he's a troll, he's very good at what he's done to convince me that he is. Let's get to the next call. All right, Paul, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Anthony Brian Logan, how are you doing? This is Corey Roberts in Central Indiana.
Everything's good, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good, man. It's been a long time since I called in. I know I see your channel has grown exponentially. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Of course. It's pretty interesting. The Covington thing with the kid. I heard the gentleman on earlier. He was trolling, wasn't he? Was he trolling?
He had to have been. He had to have been. I'm not sure, but I think he is.
Yeah, I could tell. Like I heard his accent, and I have a lot of family from the Northeast. He sounded like a Northeast Paisan Italian. I'm Irish and Italian. He sounded like that. It really sounded like he was saying all the ridiculous things out loud and trying to, see what kind of reaction he would get. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But hey, did you happen to catch the video that leaked of the leader of Iran at the funeral for Salami? I'm just going to call him Salami, okay?
That'll work.
Salami?
Yeah.
Is that cool? Is that cool?
That works.
So Salami. So the leader of Iran is there, and literally at his funeral, you have to see this video. It's roughly about 1 minute long. He's literally losing his mind, slapping himself on the head. He slapped his own hat off his head and was slapping himself in the head like a psychopath.
Wow.
And
no, I didn't see that one. Now, who was this? Who did this? Was it the Ayatollah? Who did this?
Correct.
Oh, it was Ayatollah that did that? Wow.
Yes. Yes. Somebody that you should check out from time to time, who's a really good guy. I know him personally. I've known him for years. His name is Bill Still. So if you've never seen his channel, if you want to see that video, anybody that's watching ABL's channel, if you want to see the craziest thing you've ever seen in your life, you go to Bill Still's channel and you watch one of his latest videos about Iran, and it says specifically, Iran leader flips out at funeral. That's the name of the video. Iran flips out at funeral 2894 on Bill Still's channel. And I promise you that you will see something that a grown man has never seen in his entire life.
Wow.
I'm telling you. And my friends on Facebook, because you know I'm from the Seven Cities.
Yes.
We talked in the past, you may or may not remember, but I'm originally from the Seven Cities. And I still have a lot of friends from back there. And if a lot of my friends, or acquaintances, I would call them at this point in my life, they're getting on that train. You're like, oh yeah, you shouldn't have done this, and doing all the nonsense that Democrats do. You know how it is in the Seven Cities. There's a lot of liberals there, and they're just very uninformed, and they'll just anything that's America they hate. They just get on top of it.
Right.
So I went and slapped down there on Facebook. I put that video up there from Bill Stowe. I said, why don't you watch this? Start at minute 2 of the video. It's only about a minute. Watch that, and if any one of you wants to come back and give me any sort of dissertation on why you think this person is not completely retarded, I'm all ears. I'm all ears. It was funny because a lot of my brothers from back home, in the military, they were in Iraq or served in Afghanistan and stuff. I did start getting comments from them. I thought I was going to get a lot of blowback. I actually didn't, man. I actually didn't at all, because I think this stuff is starting to wear thin. Aren't you starting to feel that, Anthony? Aren't you starting to feel that things have started to kind of flip back the other direction and all the nonsense is starting to get beaten?
I believe so. Yes, absolutely. Because at a certain point, it's getting kind of ridiculous, and people are starting to see through it. So I think that there's definitely some, kickback against all this kind of stuff.
There is. And the other thing was, everybody was saying, and I spent nearly a decade in investing in finance and being a financial planner and all this other stuff. Everybody's saying, the markets are going to crash. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. What did they do today? What did they do today? They had one blip on Friday, and there was a blip the other day. Well, what did they do today? They're not doing anything. I'm going to tell you something, man. Trump, for sure, when it comes to the economy and what he's doing financially for the country, is unheard of. And every negative thing that keeps happening to the guy does nothing more than do what? What does it do?
Keeps on helping them.
Yes. It's one of the most brilliant strategies and moves I've ever seen. It doesn't matter what you do to this guy. You could throw a neutron bomb at him and blow his feet off. Somehow he'll be in the hospital the next day getting some prosthetics on, and he'll keep walking. It's one of the most amazing things I've literally ever seen. And Iran went out with a whimper. They said they launched a bunch of missiles and blew up nothing, and now they're done.
That's right. 100%.
And why people cannot see the facts, the information written right in front of you. You can see the trends. The trends now are undeniable because we're talking over 3 years of this since he got elected. Since the day he got elected in November of 2016, the trends, you have enough data now to track the trends. Even with all of the negativity, the shootings and the Senate shooting, when they shot those people in the softball fields and all the negativities, the Mueller report, the impeachment, the Iran situation, the Moab bomb he dropped back in 2017, all this other stuff, nothing has deterred this guy whatsoever from completing what he is trying to do. And it's going to be interesting, and I would ask you a question, is this year with the election, first of all, I've already called it. I see us holding the Senate. I see us likely probably not getting the House back, but holding the Senate and Trump winning. Where do you stand on that particular scenario?
Probably the same thing. The Senate, we pretty much got that under control. The House, I mean, it might not be in the cards for us to get it this time, but we could get it during Trump's second term. That could happen. Who knows? But he'll win. I mean, there's no way he's going to lose because there's nobody. And I think at this point, the Democrats know it. They don't have anybody that can actually succeed. And you have an incumbent president, very high approval rating. He'll have all of the votes he had last time and some of the Democrat votes. Like, you go into the rallies, you're starting to see the numbers, some of the demographics coming back. 30% Democrats in the crowd, 20% Democrats in the crowd consistently. So you're going to see more people switch over to the right and vote for Trump, and his base stay with him. So how can you win like that if you're trying to beat the incumbent? It doesn't make any sense. So there's no way he loses.
The last time I talked to you, this is a while back, but I talked about the black vote being at 15 to 18 or 20% or something like that.
Yeah.
And, you mentioned, oh, you have to get that, it's over. I would be highly surprised if he doesn't get anything less than 30%.
Wow, 30%? You go for that one?
Yes, I would be highly surprised. A lot of my friends and family, I mean, I'm Irish and Italian, but a lot of my friends, my mother and my kids is black, and I have a lot of black friends and family and stuff like that. Behind closed doors, quiet as it's kept, Anthony, behind closed doors, I'm hearing some things that makes me think that they're going to be voting for Trump. They just won't say it.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're hearing, but that's what I'm hearing.
I'm hearing a lot of stuff like that. Like when the first time, it wasn't nowhere. There was nowhere near this amount of enthusiasm from the black community when you're talking about voting for Trump. I mean, like I'm going to these events. Like I'm out here going to these events and I'm talking to people. Blacks for Trump, Blexit and Black leadership. So I'm going to these places and I'm seeing people, young people that's my age, elderly people, everybody. People are coming out. Like I'm in the street sometimes. People see who I am. They know me. I get a lot of people, a lot of black women come up to me. People that's like 50, 60 years old. They're coming over and voting for Trump. And that's one thing that's kind of hard to do is to teach or to get an elderly person or a person that is older than 25 really to change their mind. But it's happening. So I think there's going to be a definite increase in the black vote for sure. Ain't no question.
And what I'm seeing in particular, just the neighborhood that I live in is predominantly on the west side of Indianapolis, predominantly black. It's cultural. There's a lot of Mexicans and there's a lot of Indians here and stuff. So when I go to the laundromat and I do my laundry and stuff, I'll sit outside and I'll just have a smoke. I'm a smoker. So I'll sit outside and have a smoke, and if somebody will walk outside, they'll see me listening to something and come up and talk to me. And it's normally black males. So they'll come up and start talking to me, and I start explaining some things to them. And I'm telling you as sure as I'm talking to you right now, on the ground, when I actually, in the community, when I speak to individuals, I'm hearing something completely different in what has been put into the Facebook bullshit. Excuse me. Sorry, I know you don't like the curse word. Sorry about that. The Facebook nonsense where people are just getting up there and playing the role. I'm hearing something completely different in private, totally different in private. So, I could see like a wave coming that direction from the black community. And if you already know, if that happens, it's game over, and Democrats go home. It's time to come up with a new strategy outside of dependency. But hey, I'll tell you what, man. I know I've been on the phone long enough with you. I'm sure you get other calls to take. I wanted to thank you for taking my call. I appreciate that, and I wish you all the luck in the world, my friend, and keep up the good work.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Take care.
All right, great caller as always. You guys are asking about that video of the leader. I found the video. Let's check it out. And let's make sure the sound is on. And let's check it out. Now, what are you doing? Like, this is performance art. What are you even doing to yourself, sir? What are they doing? Like, okay, let's pause. Just time out. Flag on the play. What are they doing? Why are they hitting themselves in the head? I don't understand what's going on. Why did he snatch his whole thing off? And it looks like he had like the Hollywood Hulk Hogan, like the hair up under the bandana that would come off. It's like one unit. You understand? So it's like you throw the hair off and the hat and everything. All the whole. It's like one unit. Let's rewind that. Hold on. Okay, if anybody speaks Farsi or something, or whatever language you speak in, please translate that, please. Okay. I'm thinking James Brown, when he falls out on the stage, you got to get resurrected, put the cape back on him. But this right here is a whole different level. At a funeral, sir, is that what we do? That's inappropriate.
Can you imagine the analysts at the Pentagon?
Oh my goodness, my man slid out the chair. Sir, how old are you? Like, you about to break a hip, man. Like, don't get out the chair no more. Don't do that, man. I'm scared for your health at this particular point. Like, really? Like, are you being carried away? What's going on here? That was crazy. Wow. What in the world was that? Hey, y'all are crazy. Whoever, like, that was. I have no words. I'm speechless. I thought I've seen everything. I've seen some things in my day. I've seen some crazy things, but that right there, that's at the top. That's at the very top of the things that I've seen in my day that are just wow and off the charts. Man, oh man, that was out of control. Slapping, that was crazy. Anyway, let me get to the next call. All right, Matt, what's going on?
Hey, ABL, what are you doing?
Everything's good, man. Just hanging out, chilling.
Hey, did you hear that that the baby mama of Biden's actually like a DNA test recently confirmed that it's his baby?
Yeah, I heard about that.
And he supposedly made about $180 million from this company, Burisma in Ukraine, and that's coming out in Discovery.
Now, recently, as far as when, like 2019 or when?
Like today.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's some court papers were just released today. I haven't read all the way through them, but I've been wanting to. And I have to trip. That one guy that stood up to him at that town hall, I think it was up in Vermont, that, I mean, I think they were Bernie wackos, but how much money did you make from Burisma? And up, and he said, hey, I gave out 21 years of tax returns. How many is your guy brought out? I don't think it was a Trump guy that was doing it. but I'd like to see the kids' tax returns.
Who? Trump's kids?
Yeah.
Uh.
Like, I mean, we might actually get a peek at them as it's going on. But I mean, it's nepotism, and it's an oil company to boot. I mean, these people that were upset at Trump for appointing oil tycoons as like energy sovereigns, like oil czars. What? Where are these critics? You know what I mean? When it comes to Trump's son making all this money in the Ukraine.
Trump's son made a lot of money in Ukraine?
Well, I mean, Biden's son.
Okay, yeah, right, exactly.
So I wanted to give an anecdote about something that happened in my town here in Washington about a year and a half ago. We have, for some reason, our water company has a Twitter account. I don't understand why. They want to tweet about fluoride or something. I don't know. But yeah. One of the guys that works there inadvertently liked a Trump tweet. Like I guess he was scrolling through it and hit like by accident. I don't even know if that's possible. But this town lost its mind. I mean, it made the news. The people were up in arms about it. The Public Works had to issue an official apology. And this is because they liked something that, I mean, there's a picture of Donald Trump at our post office. I mean, but the Public Works inadvertently liked a Trump tweet, and everybody went crazy.
So wait a minute. This guy liked a tweet by accident, and that made the news?
It made the news. Apologies.
Wow.
Got to be fired.
Wow. Yeah.
So I'm right outside Seattle. Now, just announced in the news, we have a education board of education just like anybody else. So one of the members in good standing of the board of education is now Bernie Sanders' director of elections for 2020. And people are applauding her. Like, people are just like, the same people. I went back through the comments and I was like, look what you wrote on the Trump tweet. And now we got someone that's could you imagine if, I don't know, someone that worked at our library, you know what I mean, was working on the Trump campaign or something like that, let alone someone on the board of education.
Oh my goodness. Like, if the fact that a person liked to tweet by accident made the news, and they're talking about, oh, we were sorry, never happened again. If that happened, you go from there to making, having somebody work for the administration. Oh my goodness. They be talking about, kick him out of town, never come back again, all this and that. It'd be crazy. It's
absolute derangement. And not to disagree with you on some things. I don't want to get sir. I think we could actually lose the Senate in 2020. There's way more Republican seats up for grabs. There seems like, when it comes to like sort of like the more executive positions like governors and senators, I think Democrats actually have a little bit of a lead on us because they can organize in the cities a little better and they can get the votes out better than the rural communities. But I think we're going to win the House. I think we actually might drop the Senate and win the House, and Trump would get elected. But there are some things that could cause Trump to not get elected.
Well, what could it be?
Well, so it brings me to the news again. This Paul, and on the economy, this Paul Krugman. I think Washington, D.C., and I'm talking the bankers, I'm talking the politicians, I'm talking the lobbyists. I think they're a whole bunch of pedos. I think it's a horrible even word to say. I would almost consider that a swear. And everybody has got to be given the benefit of the doubt and the presumption of innocence. But somebody using Paul Krugman, who is, he's a Nobel laureate and a Keynesian economist that's very connected to the central bank and writes a lot of policy papers and affects our economy quite a bit, just got caught, or at least his IP address did, getting into those sort of things. So I think, again, imagine if Trump's IP address was used for something like that. I don't think as a nation that we're able to contextualize that. Like, I called and explained about how he never said that you can grab a woman by the pee.
Yeah.
And it was just taken way out of context. I think with the Jeffrey Epsteins and all that kind of stuff that's going on, I think there's a chance that that Trump might get rolled up into something. I mean, Joe Biden's situations and baby mamas is none of our business, supposedly, and there's nothing to see there. But, you got Stormy Daniels that's brought out front and center and run 9 to 5. I think people that say that Trump couldn't lose the election, I think they're really underestimating the swamp. I mean, they're really underestimating it.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot done to Trump in the 2016 campaign cycle. A lot of things under Trump, a lot of things put out there. I mean, they threw the kitchen sink at him, and it still didn't crack. It still didn't make a difference. Now, back to Paul Krugman, right quick. Do you think that? Do you buy a story about they hacked my IP and all this and that? Are you buying that?
I have to give them if you don't give them the presumption of innocence, you're a worse person. I mean,
well, I'm not saying
have to.
I'm not saying lock them up or anything, because you got to be able to prove, okay, what happened, what's going on. But are you, as a person, are you buying it? Do you think it's more likely that he was hacked or that it was just him doing something?
I don't, honestly, I don't even opinion on it.
Okay.
I know this sounds weird, but I almost have creepdar. I mean, gaydar.
Right.
Gaydar is a real thing. I look at some people and I look at who they're to and sort of especially when they're in positions of power, because I think people that are in positions of power often get there because they have something compromising, not on somebody else, but they're compromised, controllable. And I think sometimes that's what it takes to get into those tranches of people. Are you agreeing with me?
No, I see what you're saying. I understand what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, that's why the Podesta brothers and these sort of people, I think, the same thing happened in UK with all these, anointed knights and everything getting in trouble with that kind of stuff. And It's something that we got to take seriously. And what if Iran could somehow manufacture Trump's IP address, and being connected to something nefarious? And I mean, this nation would absolutely self-destruct over that. If they want to get some poor schlub that works at our water company fired over a like tweet, they're going to do something like that to him.
Yeah, definitely.
And this economy is not. We can agree to disagree. I'll disagree with all you callers on it. I study the economy. This economy is, they're doing, the taper has been reversed. They're buying assets again. Interest rates can't go down again. The Fed does not have the tools that it takes to stave off another recession. I think another reason why Trump could lose is the economy, and that's something that we really got to sober up to and make sure that we're honest with ourselves. I mean, everyone's heard of interest rates too low for too long. This is the longest too long and the lowest too low that interest rates have ever been. It's not, and when Paul Volcker had them up at about 20-something points at one time to stave off prices, and we can't lower them. I mean, they can't go back down. So, this is some scary stuff. The economy.
I mean, I've been hearing that from people like Peter Schiff for a long time, for years. But I'm not really worried about it. If it happens, it happens. But I think overall we'll be okay. I'm not really worried about a dip that's kind of how things go. I've been dealing with that for a long time, just being self-employed. It's ups and downs. That's just kind of how life is, man. So I ain't too much worried about that. It could be a problem, but I don't think that it will. But it's possible, man. But hey, I thank you for the call as always, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thanks to my man Matt for the call. Most certainly appreciate it. Let me get to the next call here. 240, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
It's your boy JB. What's up, brother?
Everything's good, JB. What's happening?
Man, everything is ugh. They just, oof. I got the one call in California from the coffee shop. And you know this is wrong. And ABL, your pee-pee room's wrong for saying. He's a kid. And a kid handled it way better than most adults would have handled it with a drum in their face. I'd have punched him in his face. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's look, when I was a kid, when I was in school, I went to some of these inner city schools. You get punched in the face for a lot less. So that drum would have been halfway up his hind parts, 5 seconds until him coming to their face. So the kid did well to just stand there and do nothing.
He did better than I would have did. I'd punch him in his face. I'm sorry. I'd send him. I'd send him to the rain god. That's so racist, I know. But who cares? I'm black. Can't be racist, remember? We can't be racist, remember, baby? We can't be racist. We're black. Anyways, but yeah. So everybody. So and you know what? Though? I tell everybody got mad. Where I was like, yo, Iran purposely shot that bomb, and so like they was. Makes it look so righteous that they're so against Trump. But then you think about it, you look at the picture here, they told everybody what they was going to do. Don't sit here because we should have bombed there. What does that tell you? It was a plan. It was like an experiment gone wrong.
Yeah, they don't really want to do anything. They just want to, show force. Like, okay, we did something, retaliation, but they really didn't have a actual plan to hurt anybody, because they know if they touch a hair on an American's chinny chin chin, then it'd be a wrap. They would turn Iraq into a parking lot, a skating rink, all of that good stuff. It'd be a wrap. So they don't want that to happen, and we don't either. So it worked out well.
Exactly. That's my whole point. Everybody says, "Well, we're going to World War II." I said, "We're not going to war."
Nah.
And people are losing their mind, and then they got this new thing going on. They say they want girls walking around topless. Like, I'm like, okay, now I think I could handle that happening. But the average male couldn't, and I said, you say something that happened to you, and everybody gets mad when I say that to them. Am I lying, ABL?
No, I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying? It's just certain things that I know it sounds sexual, but certain things men and women we just can't do. When we can walk our shirt off, you can't, because it's gonna bring the wrong kind of attention. You know it, I know it, but that's how society's heading towards, though. But
right.
So, I'm going to let you go, people. So I know you got a ton of calls going on. But, hey, you got heard about new games came out?
It ain't came out recently. I got Borderlands 3 on PC from a deal. I'm gonna get into that in a little bit, but ain't nothing new out yet.
Okay. Now, here's something. Is that appropriate for a 13-year-old or not appropriate for a 13-year-old?
I mean, I ain't really played it that much yet. It's kind of like some off-color humor. But aside from that, it's all right. I mean, it should be okay for 13. Yeah.
Yeah. But any good games recommend for PC that's good price? Because I'm trying to figure out to get him because he got a gamer PC. And I want to give him some good games. Got any game ideas?
I don't know. It's a lot of stuff. Just go to Steam and see what they got on sale. That's probably a good option.
Okay. Well, all right, brother man. Just keep the faith, brother man. Hey, keep the good work up, bro. Keep putting good content out. All right,
peace. All right, thank you to my man JB for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. Let me get to the next call. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Let me get to the next call. 832, you on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, man, how's it going?
Everything's great. How about yourself?
Oh, man, I'm doing all right. Man, I talked to you once before about a beta boy when he was still in the so-called, presidential race.
You talking about Beto O'Rourke?
Yeah. that joke of a man. But man, I was going to talk to you about that Iranian airstrike. That's completely a joke. The military has this thing called a CRAM. I don't know if you know what that is.
Nah, what is that?
Well, that's basically like a counter artillery airstrike missile defense system, basically. Okay. And we have them stationed everywhere in all military installations. So there's no way that any of those rockets or artillery or mortar strikes would have even got close.
Right.
So for loss of American life is extremely minimum.
I saw a video of a missile being intercepted. So, and it was like still way up in the sky. So yeah, they had no chance. It was just a, show of force. Or we shot some missiles, all this and that, but nothing was going to happen.
Yeah, and also I think I heard maybe you or Lucas say something about we knew by proxy. Maybe I think it was you earlier today about Iran contacting us by proxy.
Yes.
To tell us in advance about it, which I believe that very much so. Because just as much as they don't want to be turned into glass and maybe like a Walmart parking lot or something, we don't want to do it either. And today, I think the president made the right decision. As an Army veteran, I don't want to go to war, and I don't want to see, anyone else have to go to war, but it'll be a quick one. But then after that, after their military is demolished, it'll just turn into insurgencies all over the place, which would make it even worse.
That's right.
Yeah, so I mean, I just wanted to say something like that, and I really like your show. Just whatever you do, just keep it up. Cause I look forward every day to see something on there that you have.
Well, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you, and thank you for your support as well.
No problem. Thank you, man.
All right, now.
All right, bye.
All right, shout out to the caller. Most certainly appreciate him. Let me get to the next call here. 204, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Tanya.
All righty, what's going on?
This is ABL?
Yes, it is.
Hey, all the way up here in Canada.
All righty, well, welcome. How's it going?
It's going good. I just wanted to call because I saw the video there at that you showed of the dude at Salami's funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually, I went on Facebook back in February, March. I deleted my account, and I'd actually seen that exact video on Facebook back then. So I just want to say that I'm not really sure that that video is actually recent and from the actual funeral.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know, maybe just something for everybody to look into. I know it looks insane and everything like that, but yeah, I don't really think that's from the funeral, and I think it's probably to do with something else that he's going crazy over. Obviously, he's still a nut job, but
right.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so that was all I wanted to say. Was just people go look into that, and maybe that's perhaps not from the funeral, because I'm pretty sure that I saw that back in January, February of 2018.
Ah, okay. Well, that's some good information, because I had no idea. I'm told about it on the air. I'm like, okay, let me check it out. So that's very good information. I'm glad you went ahead and gave that to me.
Yeah, right on. And thanks for doing what you do. There's not too many brave people anymore, and you're one of them that just keeps putting the information out there. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, have a good night.
All right, shout out to the caller. Yeah, I had no idea where that was from. Silk Stalking's rerun. Nah, that was somebody's music on Twitter that popped up. I'm trying to find some stuff on Twitter, trying to find some information about what's going on, and then somebody's random song came up. I was like, what is this? I don't get no time for this. This autoplay. All right. Let's go ahead and get to hold on. Matter of fact, I got super chats to read right quick. Let's see here. See if I can load them up. Shout out to Beth Marie Evans, who says, please make a Trump t-shirt that says the people's president. Hey, sounds good to me. Thank you for your donation, and definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Brandon E. Smith, who says, it's a link. I can't really read that, but thank you for your donation. Shout out to 23 Raven 84, who says, I get like that when I see ABL on my feed. Oh, he's talking about the guy following out. Thank you for your donation. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Liza Jean, who says, ABL, I love how you surf over the troll callers. Hey, to me, it's fun. I enjoy having the troll callers come in. I like to be able to, just have a little bit of a different pace. But thank you for your donation. I definitely appreciate you. Thank you to Stacy Felice, who says, Woody Starbucks is hilarious. What a nebbish. Thank you for your donation. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Matt, who says, Black Israelites are just minding their own business. I can't tell, but thank you for your donation. Shout out to Kolichi077, who says, slow mode chat, please. I think that's been enacted. Thank you for your donation. Shout out to Matt, who says the Holocene APOC is as being unnaturally stable. Thank you for your donation. Shout out to Martha, my dear, who says first time watching. Very good show. Thanks. Well, thank you for your donation. I'm glad you're enjoying the show so far. Shout out to Justin Corral, who says thank you for everything you do. No problem. I do it all for y'all. If there is not a you, there is no me. Shout out to 23Raven84, who says it's amazing how Trump was able to send message to Iran without causing a war. You should watch Sargon's recent interview with Canadian Iranian. I'm gonna check it out. Thank you for that. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to DC who says Iran is saying they killed 80 American terrorists in missile strike. Propaganda, as always, is what they do in the regime. But thank you for your donation. And that is pretty much it for the super chats that I've not read. Let me get to the next call. 843, you on the line. Who am I speaking to? 843, you on the line. All right, 843, you got to tighten up. All right, call you on the line. 347, who am I speaking to?
Joshua.
All right, Joshua, what's going on?
What's going on with you too, Anthony Brian Logan?
Everything's good, man. Can't complain.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good week so far for me, working so far. And New York also fear of a draft, war draft.
Yeah, ain't gonna be no draft. Everything's good. You know, people just getting scared because of what they see on social media. People looking at memes and stuff and getting afraid. And also with the left are talking about, oh, you're starting the war. Ain't gonna be none of that going on.
Exactly. Like Trump wants peace. He wants peace. No war at all. And that's why one of the reasons why I support him and got a lot of his hats. So yeah, there's a lot of his hats that I got. I wish you could see them, but you're in Tennessee, which is good by you because New York, man, is something else in New York City.
No doubt.
Yeah. Lots of craziness, gun laws, especially in Virginia as well. It's just that the Democrats want no freedom in the United States at all. They want to take away our guns, limit freedom of speech, censorship against conservatives, and it's going to backfire on them this November the 3rd, 2020, when I turn 21 officially. It's going to be very exciting for me as well.
Well, I can't wait. I'm definitely ready for it. I'm ready to see the liberal tears flow because my cup of tears is running a little empty. It's gonna runneth over come November when they start crying when Trump wins yet again.
Like I hope nothing happens to Trump though. That's my thing. I'm a little worried about, but I thought something will happen to him. He'll be fine. The Secret Service will tidy him up.
That's right.
And another thing I want to talk about is I see a notification that popped up on my phones that Virginia wants to ban lead-free ammo now.
What happened?
They want to ban lead-free ammo.
They want to remove lead from ammo. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, a notification that popped up.
that made no sense. What you gonna have? Rubber bullets? You gonna shoot mallets at people? What's going on?
Wait, there was a notification that popped on my phone. Let me check on my YouTube.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
It's a notification said a Virginia bill to ban lead-free ammo. This is serious. Virginia, man. Like, this is it's because of DC. They want to control everything over there now. Now they want to ban lead-free ammo. Like, come on.
Yeah, I just don't understand. I don't really get it. They're trying, like, what's happening with Virginia is what you would call death by 1,000 cuts. A lot of bills that may seem kind of small and innocuous, but add up to just a gun ban at the end of the day.
Yeah. And this is why they having like sanctuary-free gun zones is because of this. What is it going to do? It's not going to prevent like a criminal like having a gun and shoot somebody. It won't. It's mental illness, not the gun.
Yeah.
And one more thing before I go is, this is the one I want to talk about the most. Which state will flip in 2020?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't think any state. I can't think of any state that's going to flip.
I think three or four even.
Okay.
Possibility.
Go ahead.
Minnesota, Nevada, New Hampshire, and New Mexico. And Virginia is a possibility.
Now, Virginia's not going to flip.
It's a possibility because they're getting pissed off over there right now.
It's too many people in DC. That's the problem. That's the only issue is the expansion of Washington DC, all the jobs up there and people that come from other states in the country, California and Florida, Texas. The liberals, they come from those states to go to Virginia because of the government jobs or the ancillary jobs that kind of are from the government, not necessarily directly but indirectly. Yeah, so that's the point. Like, and I saw it being in Virginia. I saw it kind of happen over a period of years. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is, man. But I thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Definitely appreciate you too, Angela Logan.
All right, now.
Peace.
Yeah, so New Hampshire, that could happen. New Mexico, that could happen. But Virginia, no. Minnesota, that could happen. Maybe. So what he was saying was there's a bill, apparently, from what I saw. I think there was a YouTube video out about it. There's a bill allegedly that's trying to ban lead-free ammo. I don't know why they're trying to ban lead-free ammo, but whatever. I don't understand. Like I said, death by 1,000 cuts. A lot of small things. Oh, that's no big deal. But once you add them together, you're not gonna be able to get anything. First it's lead-free, then it's this free, then it's that free, then it's that, then it's that, then it's that. It all adds up to one big problem. All right. 605, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
ABL.
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Let me turn my background off. Hey, I wanted to talk to you about a couple of things. Hey, man, I appreciate everything you're doing, as usual. In response to the Iran thing, that's kind of my main concern, is I have spent the majority of my adult life fighting against terrorism. I was one of the people who, in 2001, went off and joined. I was 17 years old, about to turn 18, ran off, joined, and it was only supposed to be a short term, but it turned into a career. And I don't understand the problem, but hey, we're doing all these good things, and this is my opinion, in response to all this, is fighting terrorism, because my whole life has been fighting terrorism. And I just want to say that
I'm sorry. The call hung up. It wasn't me. I'm sorry to the caller. I don't know what happened. It's not my fault. Well, thank you for the call, man, and thank you for your service as well. Definitely appreciate you. 214, you're on the line. What's speaking to?
Hey, what's going on, ABL? This is Tariq, man.
All right, Tariq, what's happening?
Oh, not much, man. This is probably gonna get a lot of people in the chat mad, man. But it was just about that attack, man. I don't have sympathy for that Iranian general who died, but I'm understanding the approach of where Rand Paul and someone like Tulsi Gabbard is coming from. The problem with that attack was we killed the guy and we never even informed the Iraqi government of our actions. So we have to understand that we are guests in that country, and Iraq neighbors Iran. And when you do things like that, you complicate the relationship with Iraq and Iran. And we put Iraq in the middle of an escalation between the United States and Iran. What Trump's government should have did is they should have told Iraq of their intentions of killing the guy, to at least give Iraq that respect. But you just fly a drone in their country and just assassinate a leader like that. I mean, that's the height of escalation. And I liken that to this, regardless of how evil this guy was, and he probably was evil, it's just, that was an extra, what do they call it? Extrajudicial killing. So it was like, you just kill him, and it just seems like I'm not saying due process, but it just seems the way it was done, it was just very unethical. And I make this distinction. Take, for example, George Bush, who invaded Iraq, and he had no, you know what I'm saying, it was on false pretext. So what if he was visiting like Europe or something? He was on vacation. And Iraq, you know, there was members of the Iraqi government there, and they just shot and killed him. And they say, well, because, you know, he invaded our country off of lies. He was the leader of the United States and invaded our country off of lies, so we just killed him. You know what I'm saying? That's still, you know, there's something not right about that. I mean,
well, hold on 1 second. People in the chat are saying, how do you know that Iraq was not informed?
Well, because as I'm paying attention to the reports, nothing was being told that the Iraqi government was informed. This is why they're very angry about this. And this is why the Iraqi parliament voted to remove the United States out of there. Had they been informed of that and green-lighted that, there wouldn't be a vote. So this is exactly why, like, I don't know if y'all read the reports, but the part now, it hasn't been sent to law yet, but that was the first step. It's similar to like how our Congress, how we vote for things, then it goes up. So the parliament voted for that. So, you know what I'm saying? It caught them off guard. Like, if they'd known about it, that would have never happened. And seeing that they did that vote, I'm pretty sure they would have told the United States not to do that. Don't just kill this guy. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's how I can assume that Iraq was kind of blindsided with that. You know what I'm saying? So, and the other thing is, this all started from an American contractor being killed. Now, the problem I have with that is, how do we know it was the Iraqi PMF forces that killed that American contractor? You know what I'm saying? Like, my only problem with this is just that when an American contractor dies, or it just seems like when something happens, we tend to blame a country, and then there's not any proof presented that that country did it. So when that contractor died, then we go and we bomb like 27 Iraqi PMF forces who are backed by Iran. Now, these forces are killing ISIS. I think I explained this to you in the last show, and they were also protecting Christians. So, of course, they're going to be upset, and of course they're going to storm the embassy. We never presented proof that they killed the American contractor, but we just killed them. So, yes, in retaliation, Trump sends troops there to protect the embassy, which is understandable. But then you just go and you just kill this you just kill this general like that, man. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know the UN resolution for that. Like, I have to do more research, but there's something that stops a country from just doing an assassination like that. And this is why the United States have to come up with proof as to why they did it. Like, they have to present a compelling case as what was the imminent threat right then and there that caused us to do that. Me personally, man, I don't think there was an imminent threat, because seeing how Iran responded and they didn't kill any Americans, that tells me that they didn't want war with us. They would get wiped out. Why would they want war with us? I'm trying to understand the logic. How would that benefit Iran to go to a full-out war with the United States? If, like, an unprovoked war, if they just killed many Americans, we would flatten that country. So my thing is this, I feel like with Trump, Trump's heart is in the right place, but I think it's the people that he has advising him who always wanted war is guiding him. And I think that's the problem. I think Trump was right on the money when he was like, I want to pull out of these countries. I want to stop being the policeman of the world. And we always see Trump getting attacked every single time he announces a pullout of the Middle East. He's being attacked by all sides of the media. And he's only praised when he does things like this. So I feel like it's not Trump. I'm not going to put the blame on Trump. I'm just going to put the blame on his cabinet, who is itching for this war. And I bet you John Bolton right now, he's just jumping up and praising for joy, because these people always wanted this war with Iran. So, yeah, man, that's pretty much what I say. And the other thing I want to say is I'm happy that Nick Sandmann won that case, man, because it's about time conservatives won something against liberals, man. It's just way too much, liberals getting away with demonizing people, and there's no punishment against them. So, I mean, out of all the networks to pay up, I'm so glad CNN had to pay up on that. Like, it's so glad, they had to pay a young heterosexual white male millions of dollars, man. Like, I love it, man. I love it. And that's what CNN gets. I'm so happy. But yeah, man, that's the only thing I just want to say. Like, I'm not anti-Trump. I still want Trump to win. I'm glad that no war took place and fine, we can sanction Iran, because I want Trump to win 2020. I don't want the Democrats to say, look at this war you got us in. Now we're fighting Iran with 80 million people, and look at all this chaos you're causing in the Middle East, and you said you was going to pull out, but you didn't. I don't want them to use that argument. I want Trump to have a clean record and then mop the floor with the Democrats. And that's pretty much all I want to say, man.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Take care.
All right, great call from my man Tariq. You know, people in the chat, I'm seeing mixed reviews, but I think it was a pretty good call. All right, y'all. Let me get to the next call. Let's go. 910, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, Bill. This is David from North Carolina. How you doing, my man?
Everything's great, man. How about yourself?
Hey, I got a few things here I've been trying to keep up with. Hey, maybe the Iranian leader was slapping his head because he just got the bill for those ICBMs he launched.
Maybe so. You know, that bill, it was a crazy bill.
Those things aren't cheap.
That's right. That's right.
It probably took all the $150 billion that Obama gave him to pay for all those missiles.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing is, everybody keeps talking about Trump's tax returns. Don't they know the Constitution? It don't say anything except for you have to be 35 years old, a citizen of the United States or whatever, to be president. There's nothing there about tax returns or anything like that, right?
That's right. It's only 3 qualifications, so I don't know where this whole thing about, or you have to send in tax returns come from. It's like, what law in the book says anything about that? I've never seen that before in my life.
Now, I would say now, as far as the black vote goes, Obama probably got the biggest black vote in history. Probably.
Yeah, I would say definitely in recent history for sure, ain't no question.
Yeah, well then I was gonna say because I think I checked it out. You know, like Reagan got 11% of the black vote. I think Bill Clinton got like just 12% or something of the black vote the first time. I think the second time he probably got like 1 or 2% more, maybe. I don't know. But then Bush, Trump, I don't know how much he got, like 10% last time. He's going to get a lot more this time, I believe.
Oh, he'll get more. Ain't no question about it. And especially from the younger people, in the 2016 cycle, 20% of black males under the age of 30 voted for Trump. So according to the exit polls, and it could be more than that when you look at the actual, raw data, the real numbers, rather than just, what people say, because people might vote for him and then don't say that they voted for him. So it could be more than that. So I think we'll definitely get much more to vote for him this particular point in time, because in 2016, there was much less enthusiasm among black folks to vote for Trump. But now, I mean, you got so many groups. You got Blacks for Trump, Black Voices for Trump, Blexit, Black Leadership Summit, all kind of, movements to get a lot of black folks to go and vote for Trump.
Even where Tim Scott, where he's heading up those black community deals where they set it up something zones or whatever.
Opportunity zones,
community
yes.
action zones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's and then Trump's letting the black people out of jail. I think that's going to come up. He's letting prisoners out of jail. Let's put it that way. Not just blacks, but others too.
Yeah.
They don't have serious crimes, or been there for 22 years for shoplifting or something, but they did, something outrageous or whatever. The other thing was, you're a Bucks fan. I didn't know. I'm a Celtics fan. I've been a Celtics fan since the 70s. I mean,
okay.
I think one of the best basketball players of all time was Bill Russell, but I mean, that's beside the point. But
definitely.
I respect you're a Deer fan, right?
Yeah, yes indeed. I've been a Bucks fan since Ray Allen days. Ray Allen, Glenn Robinson, Sam Cassell.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the other thing was climate change. Now, the thing about climate change is, I wish some Ivan people or whatever could have like some coastline properties they want to get rid of because of climate change. So me and you can buy us some beachfront property.
Yeah, that's right. I mean? It's like, hey, if
so
the whole
can just get away from the beach, we'll go join the beach club,
Right.
And retire.
If they're so afraid of climate change, let's go ahead and take up the beachfront property, the waterfront property. I'll take it. If you got something in California, New York, Florida, hey, I'll take it, and we can just make sure that they are protected from climate change. Or if you don't want it anymore because you think it's going to be a waste, I'll take it and I'll take the loss.
The world, yeah, and the world's going to end in 12 years. Where? I mean, where's those people at so they can move away from the beach so I can, or, the coastline's going to sink or something really weird,
Right.
We need to take advantage of it.
That's right.
But when the guy was talking to you about that Greta Thunberg, I think I told you before, I watched that after she gave her little spiel. They put her on a panel, and she didn't even know what she even talked about. She couldn't answer questions about whatever she was saying because of her illness, or whatever it is, autism or whatever it is. She was a plant. She just read whatever was in front of her and whatever, but she don't have no she couldn't cognitively answer questions from a panel. She was on a panel and she couldn't even answer questions. This is like right after she gave her little spiel. She couldn't even answer questions about whatever she talked about. She didn't have papers in front of her, and the questions were, only about what she talked about, but she don't have the cognitive ability to answer the questions. I felt sorry. I think she was exploited by her parents and other people for climate change. But hey, I hope you had a good holidays. I know you're wanting to get some other people on there before you have to peace out. But you take care, and I'll try and contact you Saturday. Okay?
All right. Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Most certainly appreciate him. Nippin, what's going on?
Not much. No, idiots. World War III is not going to happen.
That's right. No World War III. Everything's all good. We don't got nothing to worry about.
Worst case scenario, that Trump attacks Iran, and that's it.
You said what now?
I said the worst thing that can happen is Trump attacks Iran.
Well, if he does that, that'll have a chain reaction type of effect. So we don't want that to happen. That'd be bad. War, I don't know about that, but it'd be bad.
Yeah, but yeah, Trump called for peace, but I'm still skeptical about Iran. They're not huge fans of peace, are they?
Nah, they have not been. But at a certain point, they know if they cross a certain line, that's going to be bad for them. They may want to do certain things, but at a certain point, they can't do certain things if it'll have them in a bad position in the long run.
Do they know that attacking the USA will end up hurting them in the long run?
Exactly. That's my point. So they may not want to really do that.
Okay. Yeah, so Australia wildfires. And no, it's another form of liberal fear-mongering.
That's right.
Yep. So So yeah, that's it.
Right.
What else happened this week? Yeah, Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, that was great. Hey, I'm glad you guys let us have him for a little while because he was great.
Yeah, he could be signaling a red pill. Who knows?
Hey, maybe so. You know, if he is, and I'm all for it because that was great what he did at the Golden Globes.
And then maybe a lot of Hollywood celebrities can follow suit. It could start a chain reaction.
That's right.
And what did so yeah, since I wasn't here for the last live stream, Joe Biden making white nationalist comments, saying that American culture is European. Apparently it's okay when the Democrats do it, but no, the Republicans are racist when they do it.
That's right. You know, if it was anybody on the right, let's say it was Donald Trump that got on television and said something like that.
Oh my God! You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
That's right.
You'll never let us hear the end of it.
Right.
Yeah, they'll never let us hear the end of it if that happened. And Melvin Harris, what happened between him and his daughter?
That's a long story. You got to watch the video.
Okay, then I'll do it on the next live stream we're on together.
Right.
And yeah, the Texas church massacre. I don't think we spoke about that.
Well, yeah, it wasn't a massacre. It was a shooting where 2 people died, but the shooter was shot by a churchgoer that had his own gun.
Good.
And I think there were 7 people in the video because it was live streamed because they have a live stream for their church service. 7 people had their guns out ready to shoot the person that shot the 2 people.
Okay. And Nick Sandmann signed a lawsuit and won.
Yeah, he got settlement from CNN. That's right.
Yeah. Apparently for the crime of smirking.
That's what he was getting attacked for just standing there minding his own business when somebody came up to him and started beating the drum in his face loud.
Wow. So that just caused him to smirk.
I mean, hey, he could have done like if it were one of my not my teammates, if it was one of my classmates back then when I was in school, that Indian guy would have had that drum shoved down his throat right away. He would have been instantly taken care of. It wouldn't have been all this, oh, I'm gonna get in your face and beat the drum. No. He would have got a boot straight up his sound parts ASAP. So Nick did the right thing by not doing anything.
Yeah. And just like looking. And I saw you doing that in one of the thumbnails as well.
Oh wait, what was that?
I saw you do the smirk in one of your video's thumbnails.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, it's good. It's good to do that rather than doing something else and getting in trouble.
Yeah, and yeah, how Iran? I can't believe the downfall of Iran. I mean, before 1979, I could go around like this. I'd probably have men aren't required to wear a post box, but we'd still have to cover up this part of our area. We still have to cover up our arms.
And where is that, in Iran?
Iran.
Iran, okay.
I think so anyway.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Don't quote me on that either, but I think that's the case.
Got you.
So yeah, that's just. I'm just really mad about this whole, oh, it's going to be World War III. No, idiots. It's not going to be World War III. Everything is going to be all right.
That's right. That's right, man. But hey, I got some more calls on the line, so I got to get to it.
Yeah, I shall speak to you on Sunday.
Sunday, your time. Saturday, my time.
Yeah. Oh, and before I go, I have to tell you something. Next Wednesday, it'll be back to just Saturdays/Sundays because I start work from next Thursday. So I won't be able to do Wednesdays until the next break for me.
Got you.
Okay. I shall see you on Sunday.
All right. Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Peace.
Peace. All right. Thanks for the call all the way from the UK. It's like Dark 30 over there. But let me get to the next call. Let's go. Right. Hold on. Okay. Let me take this one. 712, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
This is Al from Iowa again. How you doing today?
Everything's great, man. Can't complain.
Good, good. Hey, start out with one with Nick Sandmann. Congratulations on his win. You're right. If you don't smirk sometimes, you become a millionaire.
That's it.
That's it. Number one, we had a caller that was talking about the Iraq deal. Now, it could have been passed if Obama would have took it to Congress and had it ratified, but he did not. So basically, it was just a stroke of the pen. If you want to ratify a treaty, do it like Trump does. Basically, you send it to Congress and let them fight it among themselves and see if you get it ratified. If I remember right, my government. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about was a guy talked about dried river, 300 years, whatever. And how you said also that basically, and I remember way back when, because I'm an old guy, and I remember way back when they called it climate warming, climate cooling, climate change. You know what? I see climate change right now every year. You know, spring, summer, fall, winter. I guess there it is. So, and then also, you know, they talk about they want to tax us on it or buy carbon credits. Where the hell's the money going to go for? Someone tell me that. Explain that one to me. How's that going to change how I use my car and vehicle? Okay, we'll stop with that. There's also a gentleman that also, which I take offense to a little bit, is my nationality is basically German and Irish. But you know what? My real nationality is a Native American. I was born here in the United States. I was born here in America. So I don't like these words of Native America. To me, I am a Native American, just like you are. If you were born here, you are a Native American. So I'm going to get that off my chest. The words mean things. Would you agree or not?
I mean, it makes sense to me. It does make sense.
I mean, if you're born here, native whatever, native Germany, native Iraq, Iran, whatever. So I did kind of want to get that off my chest. The gentleman from San Francisco. My God, he must be a troll. Let's start that one out too. Yeah, he's got to be. Love the Golden Globes. I don't watch it. I did happen to watch that segment that he did. I can't remember his name. I can't remember. Whatever. I can't remember his name, but he did an excellent job, and I think you should say it. It just stands up to tell the truth.
That's right, 100%.
That's right. And then also, like California, I know why California is leaving California now. You know, they got that new law that they just passed. Basically, each person can only use 55 gallons a day.
Yeah, some kind of crazy water restriction they got going on.
Yeah, they're gonna get charged $1,000 per day for over usage. Great. You know what? This is what you're looking for. Looking at country, United States, the rest of the country. Look at this. This is what you're gonna get. So again, that's what I feel. Now, my last thing. This is how you qualify to become a leftist. Okay? Number one, basically, no first freedom of speech. Only our narrative. Number 2, you need no guns. We will protect you. Okay? Number 3, love abortion. Love your health care. Only by the state. If you're too old, tough. Take a pill. Number 4, everyone's welcome. You can have free health care, housing, food, everything for everyone, for everything, for all the illegals, except for U.S. citizens. Screw you. Number 5, transportation. Only use public. You don't need it to go. We need to know where you're going to go and where you're going to go. So we'll decide that. Number 6, vote you need not. Because you're too stupid, you don't know better. We know better. Number 7, criminal activities. That's only for us, leftists, sex, drugs, and of course, money. That's what I've got to say how you become a leftist.
There it is, man. Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
You bet. Thank you for your time, Anthony.
All right, now.
Good night now.
Good night. All right. Shout out to the caller. Most certainly appreciate him. I got time for one last call. Check it out. 717, you on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, this is Brian. How you doing, man?
Everything's great, man. How about yourself?
Doing all right, man. I'm a huge fan. Watch you every day.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to get your opinion on the double standard that the left have. They can say, white people are bad, or this and that. And I wanted to get your opinion on what you think about the double standard. It's okay for them to say certain things, but if we say it, you're racist, homophobic, the Islamophobic, all that stuff that they say. I just wanted to obtain your opinion.
Well, there's a couple of things there. They always project onto others what they're doing themselves. And they talk about, the right, they're anti-Semitic, they hate Jews, but people like Ilhan Omar can say whatever they want. It's all about the Benjamins, supporting BDS, all kind of stuff like that. Okay, that's the one thing. And then the second thing is, without double standards, they would have no standards. Everything is a double standard. Everything. Like you can always find them doing something like that. That's just how they operate. So I'm not even surprised anymore. You see people on Capitol Hill talking about a thing passionately that they want to be against, that they think that the right are doing, but then you catch them doing the very same thing. Like Joe Biden, he's a walking, talking example of it. So without double standards, they have no standards.
I agree completely. And I think that, I think that when they talk about things like building the wall, but yet Barack will bury, and Hillary Clinton, talked about, I mean, you can see on YouTube, Barry talking about if, people jump across the border, they will be deported. I mean, you can see that, him speaking that on YouTube. But now, because they want their votes, they're allowing them in. And it's just a double standard. It's just, the left, it's such lunacy.
Yeah, absolutely. But hey, that's just what they do. Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, a lot of these people, you can see them on videotape talking about immigration the same way we're talking about it right now on the right. Not long ago, 5-6 years ago, during Obama's term. But now all of a sudden, to say those exact same things is racist. They say Trump is the guy that put out these so-called concentration camps with the the cages, the so-called cages and the tinfoil blankets, but those were already there. Obama put them up. He's just using what Obama left him, but now all of a sudden it's racist. It doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. I agree. And you know what? And the biggest thing that they are afraid of is people actually joining together. They want separation. They want men and women fighting together, or fighting against each other. They want blacks and whites fighting each other. That's why they cut off people, black people, talking about how they support Trump on CNN and stuff like that, because that's the narrative that they want. And the biggest thing that they fear is people coming together and fighting against them.
That's right. Absolutely. 100% correct.
ABL, I'm a huge fan. Thank you for taking my call, sir. Always great to talk to you.
All right. Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, ABL. Take care, sir.
Right. Shout out to the caller. I most certainly appreciate him, but that is a wrap for me. We're at 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Thank y'all for joining. I definitely appreciate you. If you like what you heard during the podcast, during the show, and you're not subscribed already, I don't know what you're waiting on. Go ahead and subscribe right now. Click the subscribe button and click the bell so when I go live or post a new video, you get notified. Thank y'all again for joining. Shout out to all the moderators. Michelle A, Ansel, Bill from the Hills, Liza Jean, Sushi, all you guys. Thank you all for being here. I most certainly appreciate you. Shout out to all the members who have joined recently and who have been members since I first started that whole feature. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to all the Patreon supporters. I appreciate you guys as well. Shout out to the PayPal people. Shout out to everybody that's watched, shared, liked, whatever. However you support, I appreciate you for being here, because without you, there is no me. And I got to read the last super chats here. Then we're going to wrap it on up, put a nice bow on the top. Shout out to, hold on one second. Let me just refresh. Let me see. If it'll refresh for me, that'd be good. Shout out to Say Hi, who says, keep fighting the good fight, ABL. Hey, thank you for that, man. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you for your donation. Shout out to Ansel, who says, if you hang up on nipping. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for your donation. Shout out to Sushi, who says, Iran state-run TV is telling its people they destroy our base and kill 30 American soldiers. Now, that's some fake news. Worse than CNN and MS-13 NBC. But you know what's even worse than that is MSDNC repeating the 30 Americans killed on their network. Not listening to the Pentagon that said nobody died. But thank you for your donation. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to R.A. Williams, a.k.a. Black Mullet 40, who says, nah, Virginia is being flooded mainly by New York, liberal New Yorkers. Yeah, that's a big part of it. When I was a kid, that was going on. When I was a kid in Portsmouth, Virginia, half of my people I was going to school with were from New York. Like, there's a lot of New Yorkers coming to Virginia. It's like, it's right there. You can get to the Virginia Beach area from New York in about 6.5, 7 hours at the most. And DC is even closer. It's like right there. You can be there in like 4 or 5 hours, maybe less, so it's not far at all. But thank you for your donation. I definitely appreciate you. Shout out to everybody that has joined the stream tonight, and also you guys that were here earlier in the day when I did the stream watching Trump speak. And thank you to Justin for joining the site as member. I definitely appreciate you, boss. And I think that'll pretty much be a wrap for me. So I will see you guys again live on Saturday of this week. I'm here every Wednesday and Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern to 11 p.m. Eastern. You can clock it. I'm on time. I'm out all the time on time for the most part, but I'm always on time. I'm always here. And that'll be it. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.